What up, what up? This is David from the 5-6 Kings. And got the fast food wars, they're in full swing. All right, in case you guys weren't sure, they're in full swing. New target, Wendy's. Fucking Wendy's. Do you guys know? They're running ads right now about these, they're $5 biggie bags. And they have a song about a ton of money went into this. Like, they're writing, it's the biggie bag. You gotta get your biggie bag. They have songs. They have so many commercials about it. The $5 biggie bag used to be the 4 for $4 at Wendy's. Let that sink in for a second. These pieces of shit are spending millions of dollars. Millions, maybe tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know how expensive commercials are. To run ads that are like, we're charging you an extra $1 for this now. Think about, do you guys, the $5 footlong? Yeah, Subway doesn't do that anymore. Did they run fucking commercials being like, oh, now it's $6? Isn't that great? We got the $6 footlong song. No, because they got fucking class. They're like, yeah, we have to raise our prices. You know what isn't going to help that? Us spending money on fucking commercials talking about raising our prices. Braden, if that email thing goes off one more time, I'm smashing your fucking computer. All right? I'm in the zone, and that's just throwing me off. Yeah, Subway doesn't pull shit like that. Subway runs a $5 footlong campaign. They stopped doing the $5 footlong, and you know what? Those commercials stopped. Subway wasn't like, well, we gotta let people know it's $1 more. That's fucking insane. Wendy's, you just take it off the menu. You just raise the $1 and you don't say anything. And someone's like, oh, can I get a 4 for $4? You're like, oh, it's $5 now. And they're like, okay. What? You don't have to run commercials being like, yeah, the 4 for $4 is $5 now. You get double stack, 4-piece, nuggets, the soda, but for $5 now. Isn't that cool? Like, no, it's fucking crazy. Wendy's, you'll never be good enough for Tony Hawk. All right, you got fucking, what's his name? What's his fucking name? Indiana Pacer, Reggie Miller. You guys have Reggie Miller doing your commercials. Somebody's got Tony Hawk. They got Steph Curry, Simone Biles, Serena Williams, Tom Brady. Wendy's, you can't fuck with them. You can't fuck with Subway because they're good enough for Tony Hawk and they're better than Wendy's. Subway, please. Please, you raised, you didn't tell us, but you raised the $1. You raised the price on the $5 footlong. So just give us some of that money. You guys aren't selling footlongs for $5 anymore. You're getting like $6.99 for it. You got an extra $1.99. Give me and Braden, every $35 footlongs you sell, just sell us the extra profit on one of them. Please. Enjoy this week's episode, guys.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left like rolls up just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up?
What up?
And welcome to the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world-famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my dear, dear friend and co-host, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
I'm good, David. I'm good. I went to Sunfest yesterday, and that was cool, man. I haven't been to Sunfest in years, and it was good to see. It was kind of like a reunion, being back in Palm Beach, West Palm, and seeing a bunch of people from around this area that I haven't seen in a long time. So it was good, man. Everything's great.
One of my buddies ran into you down there, and he said you were being a bored-ass N-word.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I saw that kid Braden do the podcast with. That dude's a bored-ass N-word.
No way. All right, so yeah, what happened?
Of course I'm bringing it up immediately on here. You think you're going to tell me that story, and I'm going to be like, yeah, no, we'll just let it go? Yeah.
So me and David Straley, we're at Sunfest. We're
Friend of the pod. You guys might remember him from. There's no way I'm going to think of what episode it was when he just popped in. That David Straley.
Yeah, that David Shirley. I was with him, and I was also with my buddy Dylan and his girlfriend, and I got a free
Dylan
ticket.
is not a friend of the pod.
Yeah,
nor will he ever be.
Yeah. And we were there, and apparently, Dylan's just got shitty friends. So so me and David are just, like, chilling around with Dylan and kind of, like, their friend group. And this girl comes up to us and just starts talking to us, and we're just being friendly, talking to him. And her boyfriend, I guess, that we didn't know, walks up to us, and acting very casual, just, like, cool. And we're like, hey, what's up, man? What's your name and stuff like that? And he's like, oh, I see you're talking to my girl, you bored-ass N-words. It's like that meme where it's like the white guy's like, what?
What skin color was he?
Oh, he was as white as could be. I'm talking about, like, he's a type of white dude who's wearing, like, Crocs and dipping. I don't know if he was wearing Crocs. I think he might have been. But he was like, he was...
Why put doubt? Just say he was wearing Crocs.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive he was wearing Crocs.
They didn't see him.
Yeah. I'm just... And if he wasn't, then I saw him wearing Crocs. But that was the vibe he was giving off. And yeah, I was just like, huh? David almost didn't hear it. He was just very like, yeah, what's up? And just like kept going on with like his thing. And I was like, hold on. What did you just say, bro? And he was like, a bunch of bored-ass N-words. And I was like, what? And he was like, y'all are bored-ass N-words talking to my girl. And then David starts profusely laughing, and I'm, there you go.
There you go.
Profusely,
Hysterically laughing.
And I got to use that word at least once. But yeah, and I look back at the kid. I'm like, man, what are you talking about, man? We weren't talking to your girl like that. Like, trust me, I'm not flirting with your girl. Your girl was talking to us, and we're just all being cool. And he was like, no, y'all are a bunch of bored ass N-words. I'm like, dude, listen, man, I don't know what you're trying to do right now. Like, I'm like face to face with this kid. I'm like 2 fucking inches away. I just got done shaking his hand, like meeting him. And that's how he's like introducing himself. And I'm like, dude, I don't know why, like straight to his face. I'm like, I don't know why you're being like this, man, but go fuck yourself. And
I know why he was being like that.
Because I was talking to his girl.
Because you're a fucking bored-ass N-word.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it was, yeah.
He calls it like he sees it.
Well, it's funny, too, because at first I didn't think it was about the girl. I thought he was just like, y'all literally look bored. I was like, dude, I'm chilling. I don't. And he's like, y'all talking to my girl. I'm like, that's when David started like laughing. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? That's what this is about? Like, I thought we looked bored for a second. It was pretty funny, and it ended up being Dylan's like good friend from college, and he ended up like apologizing to us, or his girl made him apologize, and she came up and was like, I'm so embarrassed about this kid and stuff, and I kind of felt bad for her, but
then you fucked her.
Yeah,
you said you don't need a man like that. You got a real man right here.
Yeah,
why don't you come with me?
Yeah, I showed him how bored I really was, you know.
You got done. You're like, not bored anymore, bro.
Yeah.
That's sick.
No, yeah, Sunfest was dope. Got to see a bunch of friends and got to see AJR. They were good. And, yeah, it was good. It's good to be back in the city, back in Palm Beach. That place is so rich over there. They got so much fucking money on that.
Palm Beach. It's West Palm Beach.
But that's Palm Beach County.
There's a bridge separating the extremely rich area and the not extremely rich area.
So, funny story, as I'm going over there, my mom's like, yeah, go over the bridge, like, to the rich side. There's for sure street parking right when you go over and you make your first right. I'm like, I don't think there is. And she was like, no, trust me, I do it all the time. And I get over there, and there's no street parking. It's all, like, you need a permit or, like, maybe 1 hour parking. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm fucked. So
you need a permit depending on what time you go there.
So depending on what time you go, but then
there's time periods where you can just park there.
But only for like an hour, it says.
No.
Yeah, I swear. It was like, and it's like, okay, between these times you can park, but only for an hour.
I'm telling, there's streets over there where you can just park. But
more
it's
towards
between
the
times
beach.
And it's not, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like even further down. That's like, bro, that's like an extra like mile.
Dude,
almost.
You're athletic and you run and stuff.
I did. So
I'm fat, and I complained for 3.5 minutes about the 4-for-4 now costing $5 at the start of this episode. I would park there and walk.
What's funny is, as I'm coming back over the bridge starts fucking going up, and it is the longest bridge I've ever been on. Waiting for.
Were you Okeechobee Bridge?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened there a couple months ago?
Yeah, is that the bridge?
That's the bridge where the old lady.
Woman? Yeah.
So there's an old lady. She got caught in the middle of the bridge and then fell to her death as it was going up.
And I swear to God, there wasn't that many people walking across, but there was a couple.
Okeechobee Boulevard Bridge.
Shout out to that dude that fucking works it.
Bridge operator. And then there was another person that was like going out for a run or something, and I'm not even making this up. The story is he like caught her as she was falling but couldn't hold on. She fell. Like, could you fucking imagine being that guy?
There's no way that's the same dude.
Yeah.
That means two operators.
No, so this isn't the bridge operator. This guy did not fuck up. This guy was just jogging, and he was like, "Oh my God, that woman's about to die.
Same
I need to go try to do something."
Is this two different people? The same woman.
The same story.
Same woman. Okay,
yeah.
my bad.
And this just fucking civilian. He was like, "Oh my God, that woman's about to die," and like went and tried to save her, and then couldn't hold her, and she fell to her death. Imagine being that guy.
And you know what? I didn't know it was that bridge, but as I'm literally the second car behind the first car, so I'm like right next to the bridge, seeing, and this is a big bridge, like for the part that goes up, and I was thinking, like, man, this bridge, it was up for at least 7 or 8 minutes. Like straight up, just standing straight up. And I was thinking, like, man, if I was to have to hold on, like even the bars, like even if you're standing on the side rail bars, like they're round, they're probably slippery. You know what I'm saying? It probably wouldn't be that easy to even for someone like me, just to like, I feel like stay standing on the side. You know what I'm talking about? Where if it's straight up and then you have the railing where they have the bars. And, like,
Are you talking about if you were in the situation?
If I was
that
in the
old woman was
situation,
in? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm staring at the bridge, thinking this through my head, and I didn't know it was that exact bridge, even though I heard this story. But I was imagining basically almost her scenario in my head as to where it's playing out, and I was thinking, like, man, it would be hard for me to hold on to this because it's all the poles are like round and everything that you'd be like standing or trying to hold on to, and it'd probably be hard because it'd be dusty and just make it probably hard to grip onto, I feel like. And I was just thinking, like, you'd be fucked in that scenario. But yeah,
wouldn't be ideal.
But yeah, my mom basically, she screwed me. I had to wait like an extra 10 minutes on that bridge, and
no, she just thought you weren't as lazy as you are. She thought like he'd be willing to park.
Well,
here.
David, not to brag,
he'd be willing to park here to not go spend $20 on parking.
Not to brag, David, but I actually got called. I'm training for a triathlon sprint that I'm doing at the end of June. I just got done doing a 3-mile run and a 10-mile bike ride as I got called to do this. Called to go to meet my friends. I got like a free ticket. So, you know.
It doesn't make you not lazy.
Fuck you, bro.
Yeah. You can be in good shape and exercise and still be a lazy person. For sure.
Like, that would have been like a 2-mile walk to like the entrance. Actually, where I parked was still a pretty far walk.
Yeah.
Should have just did it.
How much you pay for parking?
$10.
Yeah.
Should have.
Could have saved $10, walked the same distance, and had a nicer walk.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you walk through like you fucking parked over on like Tamarind.
But can you imagine then I
And
would have had to
then
walk across the
walked.
bridge and risk that? I mean,
dude, your family would get so much money.
that's a good point.
That old woman, her family is probably like, oh fuck yeah,
That's Palm
because
Beach money.
her days were numbered,
Yeah,
and now they get to sue the fucking bridge company and make money.
think about it.
She was gonna die in like 2 years just from natural causes, and the family would get nothing out of it.
I'm starting to think
She
this is
now dies, and they're gonna get so much money.
I'm thinking this is like a Wild Thing scenario where the bridge operator and the old woman were just in on it. She was like, you know what? I just want to go. I'm going to pay you some money. No?
I like the reference. I like you bringing Wild Things back up.
I was trying.
Like,
I was trying.
he's not going to get money out of it. Like,
You don't think?
nah, how?
Just pay him like 10 years later, 5 years later, a bunch of money or some shit underneath the table.
But the family would just be like, no.
Yes, yeah, I guess you're
Yeah,
right.
the family would be like, no, we're not paying the bridge operator. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, go to the police. Go to the police and say that you intentionally killed our grandma. See how for money. You murdered her for money.
Well, now it's even more Wild Things.
See how that plays out.
Because they end up just screwing him over. So now it's even more like Wild Things.
Not they, though.
Oh, okay. You don't think the whole family is not wouldn't be in on it if we're making this reference?
No, but fucking Nev Campbell doesn't die.
But that she's more like Gene Campbell. Or
Nev Campbell?
no, not Gene.
Pat Healy?
No, the other woman, Gene.
It's not Jean.
What
It's not Jean. You keep saying Jean. It's something. The hot girl in Wild Things.
Yeah, the hot one.
Yeah.
She's the older woman, and then Nev Campbell is like the daughter.
But her family doesn't get anything out of it. Her family gets a dead daughter and has to pay. And then she dies.
I was trying to make it okay, David. All right?
Yeah, but it just doesn't work. Because I can't just sit here and be like, yeah. No, it's just like that. Like, when I know in my head, I'm like, there's nothing like Wild Things.
Now I just feel like a dick. 'Cause
Wild Things was 2 underage girls having sex with a 40-year-old man. And, like, Nev Campbell finagling away for her and Bill Murray to get all the money out of it.
Listen, it was a stretch. I feel like a dick. I pay my respects to the family.
You should feel like a dick. You should feel like a dick and park by the beach next time.
All right.
Who doesn't want to park at the beach?
Okay. All right.
All right?
Okay.
No, leave right now. Go park at the beach. Go park at the beach. I'll come pick you up.
Yeah?
Yeah, parking at the beach.
All right. All right, guys. We'll be right back.
No, I'm staying, but go park at the beach.
Yeah?
Braden's not coming back.
All right.
I got a long movie to talk about. Braden's going to go be at the beach. So, guys, Jurassic World opens, and there's this dinosaur egg.
Oh, but how's your week going, though, David?
It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah?
I worked a lot.
Nice.
I worked a lot this week.
Making
There's
that
really...
fucking money.
Oh, so much money, dude. So much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Subway, don't take that anyway. We need that Subway money. So,
Subway, I don't make any money.
yeah, we're broke.
Subway, I need your money.
And maybe a $5 footlong.
No, just the money. Just the money.
Yeah, just some money. Yeah.
Just the money.
Mm-hmm.
Please. But yeah,
Yeah.
there was the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Dolphins. Dolphins might have the worst fan base in all of football. The Dolphins had 4 picks in the draft. There's 7 rounds in the draft, so every team starts with 7 picks.
Yeah.
And then they can trade, and if players leave, they get compensatory picks for them.
Okay.
They started with 4 picks because they did trades and shit. They got Tyreek Hill, all that stuff. All of them outside the top 100 picks. And Dolphins fans are legitimately livid about some of the picks the Dolphins made. Here's the thing. You have 4 picks, all of them outside the top 100. You go best player available. And the hope is that 1, maybe 2 of those players sticks. In a normal draft, you're hoping like 2 or 3 of those guys sign a second contract with you. Like, that's a great draft. That's it. Like 2021, the Dolphins drafted Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips. If all 3 of those guys sign a second contract with the Dolphins, that's a great draft.
Yeah.
They drafted 4 players all outside the top 100. If any of those players stick around past their first contract, this was a great draft for what they were given. Dolphins fans are like, how'd they not get I can't believe they didn't get a center somewhere in this draft. It's fucking crazy. This team needs a center. You don't draft someone in the 4th. They had a late 3rd, a 4th, and 2 7ths. You don't draft someone with any of those picks and say, I hope this person's the starter.
You hear that, you Dolphin fans?
If you're starting a 7th round pick on your offensive line, he either blew you away or your offensive line is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins did fine. Whatever. We'll see what the fuck happens in that draft. Crazy.
That's David's take.
Crazy. It's the only take.
It's the only take.
It's the only take. Anyone who's
take some notes.
Shut the fuck up. Anyone who's upset with a draft where they had 4 picks all outside the top 100, get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah.
They're going to be... It's fine. If none of those players make the roster on opening day, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Channing Tindall will make the roster on opening day. Channing Tindall might take over the starting position at middle linebacker at some point. But if he doesn't make the team, who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Mr. Dolphin fans.
Yeah.
Hey, so what
game 1, where we're moving on. We're moving on. Your question was not going to be productive.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Okay.
Game 1, round 2 of the playoffs start tonight. Joel Embiid is out for at least the first 2 games. Both games are in Miami. I expect the Heat to jump out to a 2-0 lead. And then if Embiid comes back in game 3, whatever, you got a 2-game lead. Protect the lead. White hot. Let's go Heat.
There you go. That's David's take. Place your bets.
No, don't place your bets.
No?
Don't place your bets. Don't. We are unofficially NFL employees.
Yep.
And we can't bet on sports in that scenario, so don't bet anything. Stay out of the sports books. I would never place a bet. I would never suggest people place bets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's David's hot take.
There we go. It's not a hot take either.
It's
not. I feel like you just feel the need to speak right now and say nonsense words. Don't do that. It's not a hot take.
I'm trying to hop it up.
It's not a hot take though.
The people need to know.
It's a very normal take.
They need to know. Like
the Heat are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're playing the 76ers, who don't have their best player. The game's in Miami. It's not a hot take to say the Heat should win.
Well, apparently these fuckers don't know. I don't know.
You
but
don't.
They
These
need
fuckers
to know.
David Straley's listening right now. He's going to be listening after Game 1 probably, and he'll be like, yeah, no, David's right.
Gotta have a hype man, though.
But it's not hot. The hype man's got a...
What do you call it? What are we calling this then?
There we go. That's what's up. Like you can just say, hot take implies that, like, oh, he's going out on a limb there. I'm not going out on a limb.
Okay.
The Heat are going to win.
But this is a thing you're giving the people.
This is the take.
The take. Okay, this is the take.
The take.
The take.
Yeah.
There you
Not
go.
David's take, not a hot take. It's the take.
The only take.
Very matter-of-factly, it is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
White hot. Let's go Heat. Let's talk about this movie. Budget. This budget, my guess is it was $180 million.
I believe it to be lower.
120.
A little bit higher.
130.
150.
There we go.
$150 million budget.
You know what sucks?
Tell me.
Is 150 was the number I had in my head.
But you're like,
and I was like, that's too round of a number. Let's go 180.
Yeah.
And then you said it's lower, and I was like, let's go further. Let's say 130. Man, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, you've been really close lately, but, just not this week.
I'm guessing this one made... $300 million.
A lot more.
$1 billion?
More.
What'd it make?
$1.6 billion. And at one point, I believe it was one of the highest grossing films of all time.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane. Like,
it's insane because it's not like that great of a movie,
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
But like this, it's Jurassic Parks 2 and 3 weren't good. It's not like they were riding the momentum.
Yeah.
Of a Jurassic Park 1. That's wild to me that they made as much as they did.
Yeah.
Because what does... we'll find out in a couple weeks what Jurassic World Dominion made, or not Dominion, whatever the second Jurassic World one was called. And then what's Dominion going to make? They're like, it's the last, is Spielberg just making tens of billions of dollars off of the Jurassic Park franchise? That's bananas.
So
good for him.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a big...
And he owns George Lucas.
Owns him.
Yeah, he belongs to him.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of talk that went into recreating this Jurassic World because it's as if the first 3 movies didn't come to a full circle, and then they're like, you know what? It's almost as if we should redo it, but let's just continue the story on top of what's already happened.
Yeah,
but I felt like this movie was it gave you everything you wanted to see, but in the same time it was corny and not that well written.
Didn't give me everything I wanted to see.
No, not everything. Mm. Well,
no Jeff Goldblum, no Alan Grant.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so funny because we're seeing this with so many different franchises right now. Where they're just even Star Wars, where they're basically recreating almost the same exact storyline, but just adding new characters, and then in the end, bringing all the characters together, and it's.
So I wouldn't say they recreated the same storyline.
It's very, very similar.
They just but no one was No one was training raptors and the older ones and shit like that.
Yeah,
and,
like they added other things.
And the Indominus Rex, like...
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of different shit. They kind of just, like, hey, had Jurassic Park been a thing, here's where we'd be at this point.
But, like, the overall premise of it, like, still being on an island and, like, things going wrong and stuff like that. Like, the very generalization of it. But, yeah, like, them adding, like, these other things to it.
Gotta have common.
Huh?
You can't do a Jurassic World if nothing goes wrong. They're just
Well,
like, oh, look at this cool park they made.
Yeah, but
That's fun.
I don't want to over spoil anything right in the beginning, but it's just like, you know, it being on the same island and everything. Yeah. And then I feel like the second movie, they just use it to hype up the third movie. So I didn't really like this second one and this new sequel as much as I feel like some people. But yeah, I felt like this movie was good. It was fun, but the writing was, I felt like, a little shitty. So apparently they wrote the script in 3 fucking weeks, and they were trying to like press on it to just like be produced very fast. And Steven Spielberg was like, no, we need more time to go over it. So then he spent like an extra like month or 2 on it. And
I'm insane.
This came out. I'm like, what the fuck?
This came out 14 years after Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah.
Like, why rush the script? Why do all that? Like, it's not like Jurassic Park 3 was a huge box office success, and they're like, all right, let's turn around a 4th one. Let's just fucking get it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, they waited 14 fucking years.
Yeah.
Don't rush the script.
Don't rush the script, and I felt like they gave you what you wanted to see, and like the writing was a little, but they were kind of knocking off things that they've always done in the past. So they're like, and it's cool in some ways, but in other ways it's kind of just like redundant, without me giving too much away. But like a lot of the characters are very similar to the same type of characters in the first film. Like the way that they establish Jurassic Park with these people, and like, yeah, there's like a bunch of people in the park, but the main characters of the first movie for the first franchise and now this sequel, it's like almost the same kind of people in essence. Just like not Jeff Goldblum, I guess you could say. Yeah,
and to a degree.
Yeah, and to a degree. Like, the characters are for sure different, but, like, even the kids, let's say, like, there's 2 kids. Like, we followed 2 kids around that I didn't like their I thought they did great acting, but I didn't like their dialogue. I didn't like the script for them and the characters, but I felt like they were trying to force a little bit that feel of the other kids in the first movie.
I hated the older brother.
Me too.
He's a fucking cunt.
Me too. But that's the way they wrote him, I feel like. And I was like, I just wish they would have done better with the script. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. It's a fun fucking movie.
Yeah, it is. It's significantly better than 2 and 3.
Yeah, definitely better than 2 and 3 for sure. But yeah.
What are the reviews saying?
So,
fuck off this award page.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Yep.
Be fucking professional, Braden.
I know. All right,
nope,
so
That's Dominion.
You're right.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, I had it pulled up and then it like went away. So IMDb give it a 6.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 71%. Common Sense Media gave it a 3 out of 5. And Google users give it an 87%.
Oh, that's interesting. This is
the ratings for like all of them, or one in particular?
Just for me.
Okay.
I mean, other than the Google users, this might be the first time for a movie like this that I'm rating it higher than all of the other ones. I think I give it a 7.5.
Yeah,
like
I feel
it was fine. I thought it was a lot better than 3. So much better than Lost World.
Yeah,
not as good as the first one.
The first one feels like authentic, if that makes sense.
Yes.
This one feels like it's fun, but like a little almost forced.
Yeah, this one felt like Spielberg wrote a fucking script and they worked on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I give it a 7.9.
7.9.
And that's a little high, but 7.9 is what I give it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if they didn't have Chris Pratt, I feel like they should have added other characters, like brought back the other old cast too, or maybe at least have Jeff Goldblum or someone just even for a little bit.
Well, they're saving that for
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I felt like for the characters that they had, Chris Pratt really helped bring the movie all together. Like something about him
helped bring it together, but they also like this is a Chris Pratt superhero movie.
Yeah,
is what they make this. Like.
And there's so many lines where if other people would have said his lines, it would have come out so corny. So basically what I'm saying is like the corny level is up here. And then like Chris Pratt somehow ends up like helping bring it just down a little bit to feel like a little bit more, I don't want to say like authentic or something like that, but just like where you feel like more into it rather than the corniness of like certain lines and certain things. Like I can even tell when...
But I feel like there's a million actors who could have done that. Like a million other people could have played his part and still said the lines that had not been. I think it's the character is written in a way to where he's a fucking manly man. He's working on his dirt bike. He's fucking he's doing X. He's training raptors, and then he goes home to fix up his dirt bike. Like
yeah, but he gives it like a feel that doesn't seem like. I feel like a lot of the lines are just corny, so like they could very easily come across forced. And I feel like he did a fucking great job because I feel like sometimes lines that are just corny and they're just like a forced writing dialogue, it's harder to almost act that out because it's so like not that genuine to like what maybe someone would say in certain moments. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna see a T-Rex and say some corny line, like you're gonna fucking freak out and run or some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like not saying I can't think of anything in particular. We'll get to it over the course of the movie where I'll be like corny line. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think some actors for sure could play his role and help bring it back down. But
well, I mean, I think Chris Pratt is physically imposing. He's a tall, big dude. Mm-hmm. I think anyone physically that fits that characteristics could have done this. You couldn't have Jonah Hill do it and be like, oh yeah, but like fucking Bradley Cooper.
Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey. Throw whoever like a taller dude and have them do that role. It's the way that character's written. Yeah, I don't. Not to make this me just shitting on Chris Pratt, but like I don't think he did amazing in this. I don't think there was much. I think he did fine. I think he did the character that he was here to do. Fucking whoever Alan Grant, whatever that actor's name is, they could have just had Alan do this.
Yeah,
what's that actor's name? Sam Neill?
Yeah.
Sam Neill.
Yeah.
They could have just had Sam Neill do it.
Sam Neill is fucking awesome. He has such a great voice.
God, he does.
Right? Just so
biggest cock I've ever seen. What are the awards saying?
So dude, there's a lot of awards. So, well, there's 15 wins and there's 58 nominations. Just nominations alone. We're going to be scrolling for fucking ever.
Are they nominated for any like Oscars or Golden Globes?
Yeah, so they're yeah, I mean for some, like they were nominated for the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, but they won the Saturn.
That is not an Oscar or a Golden Globe.
Yeah, but it's a nice.
Were they nominated for any Oscars or Golden Globe? Yeah, for some of them, like the Academy of Science Fiction and all that.
Well, I thought you were just saying like good generalized, but not for those. Not for those two.
The top two.
No.
Did what's his name get nominated for any Grammys?
No.
Yeah. And do you know why?
Because he wasn't as good.
Because they don't have dum dum bum bum.
David, now that you say it, they
didn't have that fucking song in this.
What are they doing?
Not once was that song. They occasionally have the do 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 do. But like fuck you, like the Jurassic Park song. They're like, nah.
That's the bread and butter, and they're missing out. They won the Golden Schmo Award for Most Overrated Movie of the Year. Boom, that's a good one.
There we go.
They won the Golden Trailer.
They were nominated for some other ones too?
Oh yeah, they were nominated for Best Sci-Fi Movie of the Year, Best Special Effects, Biggest Disappointment of the Year, Best Trailer of the Year, Best DVD, Blu-ray of the Year. They won.
Why does Golden Schmo does Most Overrated, Biggest Disappointment, but then also like they do best special effects.
It's kind of contradicting.
Like, what if they won biggest disappointment, most overrated? Like they're shooting themselves in the foot, nominating them for good and bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Biggest disappointment, most overrated, but they were the best sci-fi movie this year. That's fucking crazy.
Completely contradicting. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's a science fiction movie. You can't make dinosaurs like this. China's trying, but they haven't done it.
Yeah. So they apparently won. I don't even know how to say that. They won like 20 fucking records.
They won the Guinness Book of World Records
for fastest time for a movie to gross $1 billion at the global box office, highest Saturday gross for a movie, highest Sunday gross for a movie, highest average gross per cinema, fastest movie to gross $100 million, fastest movie to gross $200 million, highest grossing domestic opening weekend of all time. Steven Spielberg is just...
And you got to be honest. If you're making a movie, you like fuck anyone who disagrees with this. You would so much rather break all of those records than win an Oscar.
Oh, David.
Like without a doubt, anyone who's like, no, dude, because I want to win an Oscar, I want to be recognized as a great. Like Spielberg's like, yeah, whatever. I will be the fastest to gross $1 billion in the history of movies.
So, like, a lot of these awards are good for individuals, you know, like the actor, producer, director, or this or that. But, like, to really help, especially like a director, even any of their individual careers, it's the success of the film, but even more so for the production company to want to keep reinvesting into these type of movies and stuff like that. So this is... That's the main goal. For whoever's investing and producing and help the production companies making that film, that's the main goal. It's not about helping an actor's career by, you know, him getting an Oscar performance or some shit.
Money over everything.
Money over everything.
If you ask Spielberg, would you rather win Best Director or have the highest grossing movie of all time? He's picking highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah, without a doubt. In that in itself is an award that you can almost compare to the fucking... Like, someone's like, I got an Oscar, and be like, dude, I got the highest grossing movie of all time.
Oh, you have an Oscar? I own the rights to the Jurassic franchise and have made billions of dollars off of it.
You work for me.
Yeah.
So they won the Hollywood Film Award for Visual Effects of the Year, which, you know, there's probably some good visual effects movies in 2015, but this seems like it should at least... If not win, be one of the top.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so they won the...
Two Broke Girls. Very, very funny show. Very funny. You ever seen that?
No.
It was a Saturday Night Live skit where they were making fun of how the power went out at the Super Bowl. And Kenan Thompson just keeps going. Like, every time there's a lull in, like, the talking, he goes, because they're on CBS, he's like, and if you guys haven't checked out Two Broke Girls, there's a new episode this Tuesday. Two Broke Girls. Very, very funny show. Very funny. And then at the end, he's like, I've never seen Two Broke Girls.
What, he's just being told to say that?
Like he's got a thing in his ear. He's like, this Tuesday night, check out a new episode of Two Broke Girls. Very, very funny show. Very funny.
There you go. So they won the Hotting Award for Best Global Actress in a Motion Picture, Bryce Dallas Howard. That's pretty wild because, like, there's a couple times where she, like, shed tears in this film, and I'm like, there's no way that's her actually crying on cue. Like, there's a lot of time, most times, actors, when they cry, they'll literally, right before the shot is going, they'll put eye drops in, and then they'll just do something, and it'll just, like, trickle down their face. And that's exactly the type of crying that she had. It was just, like, one tear that just trickles down the moment she blinks. Not hating on it. Like, how are you going to fucking cry in this film? You know what I'm saying? It's not like... I mean,
dinosaurs died.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sure any actor could, you know, it's really just getting into what makes you fucking, like, upset and, like, but yeah, I'm sure the dinosaur fucking long neck face wasn't what she was crying about. What are you looking up?
She wasn't nominated for Best Actor at the Academy Awards that year, which is shocking.
Yeah,
shocking.
Whoa,
but the Horde, what was it? Huard?
Yeah, Haurd. Same
Hodding.
thing. Hodding with ING.
Yeah,
but they won the MTV Movie Award for Best Action Performance by Chris Pratt.
Yeah, whatever.
Nominated...
Movie of the year, like that's a nothing. That's MTV.
Well, David, let's get to the more important ones then. Let's get.
I mean, you're saying that sarcastically.
Would that be fucked up then? Whichever one I said.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no way I'm talking about.
You better not say the top one.
Yeah,
like that'll
David,
alienate an entire section of our listeners.
David, you think I would pee?
Oh, let's get to the more important ones. I mean, God forbid we didn't mention this. Like take it easy over there, man.
No, I'm talking about the World Soundtrack Awards. Yeah. Because who doesn't love
a good soundtrack?
Yeah, exactly. So they won the World Soundtrack Award for Film Composer of the Year, Michael Giacchino for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Inside Out, Jupiter Ascending, and Tomorrowland. Why the fuck would it say that?
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Inside Out, Jupiter. So
it's got to mean that it's for this film.
Not for this film,
but it's got to mean it's for this film. Because why would he win under specifically the awards?
I don't know.
It's got to be
what's
just
the
like
name of the guy who composes these?
John
Williams.
John Williams. Yeah. I don't know why the fuck they put him in here. But yeah, and then they won the Women Film Critics Circle Awards for Worst Female Images in a Movie, Bryce Dallas Howard. Wow, that's
but
worst female images in a movie? Like what do they even mean by that?
I think she was not a strong woman. She was very dependent on Chris Pratt this whole movie.
She ran in heels.
Daddy, come save me is what she was for most of this movie.
Yeah. But fun fact, she wore heels during the entire production. During the whole movie, she's in heels. Yeah. And Chris Pratt said that she was constantly doing specific type of exercises and stretches on set to like help her be able to run in those heels the entire time. It just seems so unnecessary and unsafe for the production.
Had she taken her heels off at one point,
no one would care.
Yeah.
And on top of that, imagine she rolls her ankle just for the sake of them being like, yeah, we want you in your heels. And now she can't act. Now they just said it's $150 million budget, and they had to just extend it an extra couple months because she fucking tore her ligaments from trying to run on set.
And I did not realize that she was still wearing her heels doing all this stuff until the last scene where she's running. And I was like, and I put down like, she's wearing fucking heels still?
We just went through the entire park. She just went through all of like an island that's with mountains and shit running from fucking like T-Rexes, and she's just got heels on still.
It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane, guys.
Steve. What are you doing, Steve?
Yeah, so he didn't direct this, I realized.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, at the end. I
just helped write it.
I thought he directed... I don't know why. I was always under the impression that he did Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic World 1 and then just produced the other ones. No, he only directed Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Lost World he did not direct, Jurassic Park 3, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And... yeah, so I'm sure he just wrote that, but my thing is like that was probably him. That was like Bryce Dallas Howard has to wear heels. That's how it's written in the script. And that's how it's going to be. I don't give a shit if she breaks her ankle.
I mean, Spielberg has been known to do that.
Steve, man, fucking crazy. Yeah, so those are the awards. Pretty wild stuff that they have like all these fucking world records.
Good for them. And I imagine Jurassic World Dominion's going to do very well.
Oh,
like it might break the first Jurassic World.
I hope it does because
there's a lot of hype around this. It is they're saying it's the last movie that they're ever going to do about the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park era.
Mm-hmm.
And like people want to go to the movies now.
And let me say, it by far looks like it could be one of the best ones from the trailer. The trailer,
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen they just came out with the
one where they're showing Blue and the baby and they're
and how
I'm gonna get you the fucking baby back. I swear to God, I'm gonna get you the fucking baby back.
Yeah.
Blue's like, all right.
And Blue's like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah.
Spoil. Blue doesn't die in this movie, guys. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, big spoil. Yeah, Blue's alive. Yeah. But no, the trailer looks fucking amazing, and what's cool is there's a lot of dinosaurs that the majority of the dinosaurs in this movie aren't 100% accurate, apparently, to like what would actually be. But they make
Except for the Indominus.
Yeah, except for the Indominus. But they make a lot of references to that fact, saying that they're genetically hybrid creatures. These aren't exactly what, like, there's a literal line in the movie where they're like, this isn't how actual dinosaurs would be because we're genetically modifying them in a lab. But in Jurassic World Dominion, I don't know if it's from, and I'm sure they're going to explain it in the movie. I'm not sure if it's from like years of
dinosaur fucking.
Yeah, dinosaur fucking, and then like their genetics being more dominant than the modifications that they made or something, like, because there's a lot more dinosaurs now that are more like how they're supposed to be, naturally or genetically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see how I mean, literally in the trailer, you see multiple different types of velociraptors, which is fucking sick. Yeah, I'm hyped for the movie.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm
liking it. I'm liking it.
Yeah, got all this energy. I'm all spunked up.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're talking all things Jurassic World, so stick around. And we're back.
We're back.
All right. So the movie opens. There's an egg cracking open. We see a dinosaur hand. We see another egg, dinosaur hand. Then we see the whole dinosaur in the other. Just dinosaurs are being hatched.
Yeah.
They're setting it. A bird then lands in the snow, and they make you think it's a dinosaur with the camera angle, but then it pans out, and you're like, oh, it's just a bird.
Yeah.
It just bird landed in the snow.
Yeah.
We then see Kitty from Arrested Development. Kitty is... You ever watch Arrested Development?
No.
So she's Jason Bateman's secretary, and she's crazy. Like, she takes time off to get a boob job, and then flashes Jason Bateman. And the first episode, she has the boob job, and he's like, you're fired. And she's like, well, say goodbye to these.
When was that? Was that after this? Because she's, like, being casted in this as, like, a...
No, Arrested Development was, like, early 2000s.
Wait. Who are you talking about right now?
Kitty.
The kid's girlfriend?
No, the mom.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the kids.
No, Kitty's the mom of that family.
Yeah.
She's getting the youngest kid. She's like, we got to go. When he says some weird shit, he's like, even with traffic, the airport is this many miles away and at an average speed of this. It's like, you're like, I hate
Yeah,
it.
he's like 36 miles there, or 36 minutes there and 60 minutes with traffic.
Like, immediately you're like, I fucking hate this kid.
Yeah, this kid's wearing like a fucking button up with like a sweater over it type of shit. And you're like, oh, God.
She's like, we got to go. You got your flight. We got to get to the airport. His room's all dinosaurs, too.
Yeah.
And then they go outside, and the older brother's saying goodbye to his little slutty little girlfriend,
which is who I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, who 14 years ago was not flashing her tits.
No.
And he's saying bye to his girlfriend, and then David Wallace from The Office, the CFO.
Nice.
He's driving the car, and he's like, "Let's go, wrap it up. Get in the car. We gotta go.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It's a fucking airport. Let's go." And then they get in the car, and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas starts playing. So this is as much of a Christmas movie as Die Hard is.
Yeah. So new debate.
There we go. Is Jurassic World because they go, have yourself a merry little Christmas. So, Christmas movie. There we go. Kitty and Wallace, they say bye to the kids at security at the airport, and they're just making it clear, like, hey, the older one, you're in charge. Call me answer when I call me when you land, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She tells the little one, she's like, if something chases you, run. And they're like, Mom, stop it. Yeah. The older brother's a fucking cunt face. Like, he's like, whatever, I don't care. I don't care about any of this shit.
Yeah. They made him the strongest type of teenage...
Keep talking, it's fine.
Teenage boy... just like a stereotypical kind of immature...
Not even immature, but like too cool to care.
Yeah,
like they're at a fucking dinosaur park.
Yeah,
and he doesn't give a fuck about anything. He's just bored.
I couldn't even think straight once David put his hand on my knee.
Fuck this kid. Fuck this kid in the face.
Yeah.
The kids leave, and Wallace asks Kitty if she called her sister, and Kitty's like, yeah, it went to voicemail. And Wallace like, she handles 20,000 people a day. I'm sure she'll be fine with 2 more.
Yeah.
plane lands, and they're getting on like a boat that ferries them over to the island, and the little brother asks the older brother how big the island is, and he's like, oh, it's big, it's a fucking island. He's like, yeah, but how many pounds is it? And he's like, it doesn't make sense. He's like, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think people weigh islands.
Yeah. And then he starts going into how many dinosaurs are on the island. He's like, there's 14 herbivores, 6 carnivores. They eat about 50 tons a day. He's like rambling numbers so quick.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
Older brother's just checking out babes on the boat.
Yeah.
They get off, and it's Isla Nublar. Or Nublar, however you say it. Which is the first island. Mm-hmm. So, like, all right, we're back on the first island, baby. Let's do it.
We're back.
I was genuinely excited when I was like, oh, shit, it's the first island.
Yeah.
None of this fucking Jeff Goldblum and his Black Daughter island. Like, it's it's the first island, baby.
Back to the original. But the younger brother is like, what, are you just going to stare at him? And like,
Not yet.
Oh.
That happens so much later.
No, they're getting off the boat.
So much later.
Okay.
When he says he's going to stare at him.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm thinking about a completely different scene. Yeah.
Some chick is picking the boys up on the boat, and they're like, it's not our aunt? What the fuck? This is bullshit. And then a lesser version of the Jurassic Park, the no.
No, it's the other one.
And it's kind of like it's playing like you feel like it's a tone deaf version of it.
Yeah.
At this point, you're like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You're like, it's the same franchise. They have the rights to it. It's
fucking,
not like they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's different. And you're like, all right.
Give me that memorabilia, you know?
Braden needs the memorabilia. They're on a train that's like taking them in, and they say people up front can see the original gate. And the little brother like fucking sprints to the front. He's like, "Oh, this is sick."
There's no way that's still the original gate. Like, they definitely redid aspects to it.
I mean, they had to reinforce it, but they kept
it's still the same.
They kept the structure
Yeah,
intact.
yeah.
It's like a historical district.
There you go.
You can renovate it, but you got to keep the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Little brother, like this whole little brother is as stoked as someone should be that's going to an island that they think it's safe and they're gonna see dinosaurs.
Yeah, dude. And like the
older brother is a fucking cunt face.
Yeah, he is the complete opposite, where he is sucked into his phone, and it kind of pisses me off because, like, I get it, you're trying to do that stereotypical teenager who is just like lost in his bullshit, and like lost in girls and stuff. But at the same time, you're acting like that same teenager isn't going to be shocked about being on an island full of dinosaurs.
Yeah, like fuck this kid.
Yeah, it was just too strong of right. It was like forcing, and the kid, I felt like, acted it.
And they've never been to the island. I want to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah, never been to this island.
It's not like we're here
all
the time.
Yeah,
no, this is the first time they've gone.
Yeah.
The chaperone, like the little brother's like running up ahead of them. He's excited. He wants to get going. The chaperone's like, "Can he slow down?" And cunt face just goes, "Nope." And keeps walking. Like, fuck him. Fuck him. They get to the room, and the little brother flings open their balcony doors, and we see the whole park. Park's fucking sick. You're like, okay.
And the kid didn't need it. The older brother just lays down on the bed, looks at his phone. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. They're trying too hard. It's like, that's forcing.
Yeah. Way too much.
Yeah.
But what happened when the little brother flung open the balcony doors?
We fucking swoop in over the park, and it's magical.
Do 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 do. They played the right one, and I'm like, okay,
yeah. Now
here we go.
Yeah.
We then see Bryce Dallas Howard. She's riding in an elevator, and she's like getting herself psyched up. She's like, all right, it's Hal, Jim, and Erica. Hal, Jim, Erica, and you're Bryce Dallas Howard. She's like, oh, she's fucking weird.
Yeah.
She's weird. She has a meeting coming out. She gets out. Elevator opens. She says, welcome to Jurassic World.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
She's then walking around with Hal,
animated.
Jim. Yeah, with Hal, Jim, and Erica. She's like walking them through, and she's talking about how, they're making more money, but the costs are also going up. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, and 20 years ago when this first existed, making dinosaurs was fucking magic. People were like, that is crazy. But now, kids look at a stegosaurus like they do an elephant at the zoo. People want newer, better, bigger, scarier. But, she's just going on and on.
Yeah.
and
then they're
she's like, we discover new species every year. People want them bigger, louder, and with more teeth.
Yeah, that's
the line.
Yeah, there's a couple of times that line is said.
She says gene splicing, they're fucking shit up, and she's like, we're making genetically modified dinosaur called the Indominus Rex.
Fun fact, Indominus Rex means apparently fierce, untamed king in Latin.
There we go. That's a great name.
Yeah.
The one dude, he's like, But how'd you guys make the two different dinosaurs have sex with each other? How'd you as it like, this doesn't exist in my world, but like, he knows they aren't making the dinosaurs fuck.
Oh yeah,
She just talked about gene splicing. She's like, we didn't.
What's funny about this too?
She's like, what are you talking about? We're in the lab where we've made it. Do you think we bring dinosaurs in here and watch them fuck? And I'm like, all right, separate them. Like fuck that dude for that question.
And what's funny is I saw on like a conspiracy page, it was like a meme of like, oh yeah, how did dinosaurs fuck? And they're showing like long necks trying to like get behind and shit, and it just seems so unpractical. It's kind of funny to think like, how are T-Rexes fucking? I mean, you would ask the same question about an elephant, but then you see an elephant fucking penis, and you're like, that thing's fucking anything. So there you go. They have large penises. That's the answer, right?
I'm sure.
There's no way, like...
I'm sure.
There's no way the long neck's got, like, great flexibility.
And that's the thing, and, like, even if it's just proportionate.
Yeah.
Like, a T-Rex was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. A normal-sized penis for a T-Rex has to be, like, 4 feet long. Like,
at least.
If it's proportionate to what a T-Rex is.
Yeah, and you just got to lift that tail up, you know? Just get that tail up a little bit.
Up, yeah. Just got to lift up the tail.
Just got to throw it back, baby.
All you got to do.
Yeah. Fuck those conspiracy theories.
So we're back in the park, and little bro's pumped. Cunt face is being a cunt.
Yep, that's his name.
Yeah, they go inside like an interactive dinosaur museum, and they have the original John Hammond video with Mr. DNA that's talking about like the DNA thing from the first one where
and he runs up, he's like, cytosine, guanine, adenine, the 4 fucking things that make up every living being. I'm like, this kid is just too fucking smart. Get him out of here.
He's too smart, but then also, how many pounds is the island? Like,
that's a dumb question.
Like, just have him be too smart the whole movie.
Because like,
don't have him ask the dumbest question, other than how did you have the dinosaurs have sex? Did you bring the T-Rex and the Brachiosaurus in the lab here and watch them have sex with each other? Like, other than that question, how many pounds is the island? It's like, as if his brother had that. If his brother's like, oh, dude, it's 86,000 pounds.
You're talking about, above the sea level, yeah.
Above sea level is 86,000. Underneath, it's another.
It's
another 60,000.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bryce Dallas Howard is up on the steps in the lobby there, and there's people everywhere. And she calls out to her nephews, and they're like, "Hey, Aunt Bryce Dallas Howard!" And they run up. Little brother runs up and hugs her,
and she's like, "Take it back."
She's like, "Oh,
who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, they're there. And the cunt face walks up and immediately makes her feel shitty about not seeing them in 7 years. But here's the deal. At this point right now, cunt face has no right to act that way.
Yeah.
This is his aunt.
Yeah.
This isn't his fucking mom that hasn't seen him in 7 years. This is his mom's sister, and she's bringing them to... So, like, in a second, he can be like, all right, yeah, fuck her, kind of.
Yeah.
But at this point, like, it's actually been 7 years since we've seen each other.
Yeah, he's a fucking dick.
Yeah, like, fuck it. Like, she's like, all right, well, you're welcome for bringing me to the park. What ride do you want to go on first, you fucking bitch? Like,
yeah, and I kind of get that the way that the kids, would feel about her not really embracing them maybe as much. But at the same time, dude, like, those kids got to go fuck themselves. They're literally getting, like, a $5,000 fucking
but
whatever.
Not those kids. Little kid was excited to see her, ran up and hugged. Yeah. In a second, they could be like, "Oh, fuck her," kind of.
Yeah. Definitely more the older kid.
Only the older kid. The little kid was excited to see his aunt.
No, but I'm saying after
he
was like upset that she like left.
They have a right to be upset in a second.
To a degree, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
in a second. So she's like, "Yeah, so I got to get back to work. But you're going to be with this British lady." And they're like, oh, you're not coming with us? She's like, no, I got to work, but I'll meet up with you guys at 6. And the British lady's like, you got that meeting? She's like, 8? What time do you go to bed? Do you go to bed at the same time? All right, I'm going to go. And then walks away. Right there, they could both be like, oh, man, fuck her.
Well, she did. There was one extra line, too, where she was like, I'm sorry I can't be with you guys today, but tomorrow I'll show you all of the inside of the control room and stuff like that. Like, trying to make it up to him. But my point is, like, yeah, they can be a little upset. But the moment she walks away, it's like, you got to realize you just got like an all-paid exclusive fucking trip where you're getting chauffeured around. And
they want to, dude, you're very materialistic when we do this podcast. I'm realizing they want to see their aunt.
And they saw her.
Yeah, they saw her. Yeah. Initially, when she's there and like, hey, they cannot be upset. Fuck cunt face. Now they can be like, all right, I mean, fuck Aunt Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. A little bit, for sure.
Yeah. Like, so, what a great, like, we're here. But we wanted to see her. We wanted to spend time with her. Haven't seen her in 7 fucking years.
So a couple little fun facts about this scene. The holograms that are in the middle that they're all around right now of the Velociraptor and the Dilophosaurus, which is like the fucking thing that has like...
The thing that killed Newman in the first one.
Exactly. They are literally from the original film. So, like, the holograms you are seeing are the literal videos or part of the film that we saw of them in the original film. So it's pretty cool. Like, so even when it's like freaking out and it's going like, that's when it was killing that dude. What was his name? Ned or some shit. What was his name? Newman. There you go.
That was not his name in Jurassic Park, but he's Newman from Seinfeld.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also it's supposed to signify kind of Bryce Dallas Howard's persona, because when she leaves, she walks through the hologram, kind of signifying that she only sees dinosaurs as data and not as like really as much of like living things. That's where everyone else is like always kind of going around the holograms.
I don't like that.
You didn't like that fun fact?
I mean, it's a fucking hologram.
Yeah, but
there's plenty of other times where you're like, oh, she does not look at these as living things.
No, for sure.
Her walking through the hologram, I don't like that one.
But it was an intentional thing that they did.
But like, I would walk through the hologram.
Oh, for sure, I would too.
It's a fucking hologram.
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking light.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Walk through. Yeah, I don't like how they're like, and this is what we were going for. In a second, that's absolutely what they're going for.
That's what I'm saying. Some things they're doing, I feel like, are a little forced.
Yeah, like that. Could have done. I mean, still have that scene, but don't make a point of putting on here like this is what we were going for. There.
Yeah, exactly.
They're in the control room, and the control room looks like a room where the CIA would drone strike brown people.
They based it off.
It looks just like that.
They based it off of NASA.
There we go.
Yeah, so they were trying to make it like NASA's.
Did you hear what I said?
Control room. Trying to be like yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I heard it, but it went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, because you had your NASA line. I made a weird, offensive joke that you just let slide, and I'm not going to repeat it. The people heard it.
Okay.
I made a weird, offensive joke. Yeah, like NASA. No, that's not at all what I said. That is not what I was. You're like, yeah, no, exactly. It's like NASA.
Did it start with an A?
I said it looks like a room where the CIA would drone strike brown people.
Okay, I definitely didn't hear it.
Yeah,
I heard
and
CIA.
You were like, yeah, just like NASA.
What's funny, because I heard CIA, and I was like, oh, yeah, well. And then I was like, thinking you were just going to stop at the CIA part. I did not hear the rest.
No. I never go practical with my references on here.
I don't know. I haven't caught on yet.
There's guys you can hear like radio chatter and guys he's talking about. He's like, we got 2 triceratops going at it. Can I go ahead and trank them? And someone's like, yeah, go ahead, trank them.
Just fucking trank them.
So then we get to meet her team, and it's the dude from the movie Tag.
Yeah.
He's one of the dudes from that movie. It's not important which one. And then Pete Holmes' wife in the show Crashing, where it's his ex-wife in the show. First episode of Crashing, he comes home and she's fucking the art teacher at the school she works at. And Pete Holmes is like, what are you doing? You're fucking the art teacher? And she's like, yeah, I'm fucking the art teacher. That actress. Tag says that there are 22,000 people at the park today. There was only 6 kids in the lost and found, and only 28 went down with heat stroke. And he's wearing a Jurassic Park shirt that he got on eBay. And she's like, the fuck is that? He's like, oh, yeah, I bought this. Bought it for $150 on eBay. She's like, don't you think it's in poor taste? He was like, yeah, no, I was thinking about that because all the lives lost and all that. But, like, the first park was fucking, it was OG. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the shit. And kind of shits on what she does. He's like first, but they had real dinosaurs, you know, not these fucking genetic hybrid shit that we got going on here. Like, first park's where it's at. And she's like, don't ever wear that shirt again. He's like, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna. Yeah.
And
I'm done wearing the shirt. You're right.
What I find funny about this is, like, you're kind of shitting on your own merchandise in essence. Like, no one's going to take that very, like, legitimately, but in the same time, you're basically saying, like, all the people who have bought and wore, like, these Jurassic Park shirts, like, there's so many people that have that exact shirt, and they're like, they're literally making a comment in the film being like, that's a disgrace to wear that shirt.
Well, in real life, it would be.
Yeah, in the movie, but
in real life where like 12 people died on the island and you're wearing a shirt, like, oh, how cool is that island? Like, that would be important.
But I'm sure
the movie is a movie.
No,
I can wear an Avengers shirt and half of the fucking planet died in the Avengers.
I'm sure though someone was watching, and as that dialogue was happening, they're just like, oh,
but
shit.
you know what? Good for them. Because I bet you that person saw that and was like, huh, and they went and bought a fucking Jurassic World shirt.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking keep making money off that. They're
right.
printing money.
There you go.
Crashing asks if the deal closed, and Bryce Dallas Howard's like, yep. Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex, and Tag fucking hates it. And Bryce Dallas Howard's asking why the West Plains are closed, and Crashing says that one of the Packies got out, but it's sedated. And I don't know, is Paki a person from Pakistan? I don't know what a Paki is. It's like one of the Packies got out, but we sedated it, don't worry.
A Packosaurus, I'm sure it's fucking called.
And Tag is, the whole time they're talking, he's like talking shit in the background. He's like, why don't we just let them name the dinosaurs too? The Pepsisaurus, the Tostitodon. Like he's just being a fucking...
Yeah.
In real life, this guy would be fired. This guy would not have this job. Because he doesn't seem particularly great at it.
I was just about to say, like, it's not like there's that as much... I don't want to say... It's not care. It's not lack of care. It's more of, like, to, like, the small details. It's like
He's kind of a prick. He talks shit to his bosses constantly, and he's not awesome at the job.
Yeah.
It's one thing... Like, the first one, Newman did that. Newman was... awesome at his job, and they were like, no one else can do what Newman does. We gotta keep Newman around. This guy like talks shit and all that, and then later she's like, hey, are all of the little like ball things in? He's like, yeah, of course they are. It's my job to keep an eye on them. And then like he pulls up, he's like, oh, one of them are actually out. And it's like, okay, you're not very good at your job, bud.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
You can't not be good at the job and talk shit to the people who pay you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's having almost too much fun at work or something.
Yes. Bryce Dallas Howard's upset the invisible fence isn't working. And then they talk about how they gave the dinosaur carfentanil. And Tag said, the dinosaur's stoned. Carfentanil, you're not stoned. You're fucked up on carfentanil. You might be dead on carfentanil.
There you go.
Bryce Dallas Howard says they need to get the dinosaur back. She's like, when can we get back out there? When can we get back out there?
And super anxious.
And Tag's like, these are real animals, you fucking psycho. Like, what do you fucking give them a minute.
Yeah.
We just tranquilized it. Like, let's let it regroup.
Yeah.
We then hear an announcement that the chopper will be there in 5 minutes. Who's on the chopper? Bryce Dallas Howard's going to meet the chopper.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Masrani.
And
he's flying the fucking thing with his flight instructor next to him, even though he's 2 days away from having his license, and he's not great.
Yeah, no, not great.
He asks how his park is doing, so you're like, okay, Mr. Masrani is the John Hammond of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And Bryce Dallas Howard starts talking about the numbers and blah, 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 and the money, and he's like, no, you fucking psycho. How is my park doing? Are the people happy? Or are the people enjoying it? Are the animals happy? How is the park? And she says, oh, customer satisfaction is steady in the low 90s, which I think is probably good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, how do you measure how the animals are doing, though? He's like, look in their eyes, you psycho. You can tell if things are happy or not. She's like, I guess so.
Right.
Yeah,
I guess they are living.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, now show me my new dinosaur. And he's fucking driving like bad and like almost going down a few times.
Bryce
like,
Dallas is in the back, and she's like grabbing on to everything, freaking out.
And
he's like telling her, he's like, calm down, breathe.
She says, why don't you keep an eye on the controls up there? Because like he's turning around talking, and he says, the key to a happy life is to understand that you are never in control.
This dude does yoga
Mr.
like
Masrani,
24/7.
key to a happy life.
He's a fucking yoga master.
He tells her, spend the day at the beach, and like she just keeps trying to talk money, and he's like, you're always talking fucking money. John Hammond entrusted me with this park, and Braden, what did John Hammond always say?
Spare no expense.
Spare no expense.
Yep.
He's like, he's like, we built Jurassic World to remind ourselves how very small we are. And you can't put a price on that, Bryce Dallas Howard. You just can't.
It's like funny because without Bryce Dallas, financially this park would probably go to shit. I don't know. Like, how rich are these people?
It seems like it. Seems like this guy doesn't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it does never go over the expenses of anything. It's just spare no expense, Fuck it. I would like to be on that guy's fucking friend list. Spare no expense,
best
right?
Case scenario. Best case scenario. He lands rough, and he lands near a clear construction site. They are clearly constructing something.
Yeah.
And he asks, he's like, they building something? Like, just like that. And you're like, what?
Why wouldn't he know?
You're like, Avi, you flew here. What do you think is going on right now, Mr. Masrani? He's like, oh, they built something here? You're like, uh-huh. Yeah, they're building the exhibit for the new dinosaur that you wanted to fly to. And he didn't do it like, why the fuck isn't this done yet? That would have been something.
Yeah.
If he's like, it should have been done. He's like, oh, we like building stuff?
And they give no backstory to this motherfucker. Like, dude, has he been on this island or not? Like, did he just literally fly into this island after this has been set up for years? Like, I'm confused. And, like, he's not really familiar that they have a new dinosaur they're about to go check out that is...
But he knew. He said... Show me my new dinosaur.
But then
exactly. He knew where they were going.
Yeah.
He knew they were fucking...
It's just bad writing.
It's so...
Yeah.
Fuck Mr. Masrani.
Steve, what are you doing, man? Spend an extra month. Fix up that dialogue a little bit.
Fuck. She's like, yeah, we're building the walls higher because this thing is bigger than we expected it to be. Yeah, it almost took one of the handlers' arms, and the other ones threatened to quit if we couldn't guarantee safety. The flight instructor threw up once they landed, too. Yeah. And he's like, oh, he's being dramatic.
Oh, yeah. Bryce Dallas like, is he okay? Like, right? Which is hilarious, because it's like, that's such a gimmicky little thing to throw in there. Like, why would this flight instructor be the one throwing up? Yeah,
the guy who's always in the air.
Like, if anything, it should have been Bryce Dallas throwing up.
Or Mr. Masrani.
Yeah, or himself, yeah.
Yeah, not the guy who flies more than both of them.
Yeah. Makes no sense.
They're up in, like, the viewing area, and the glass is cracked. Mr. Masrani's like, what's this all about? And she's like, yeah, the thing broke the glass. He's like, I like her spirit. And then he sees it, and he's like, it's white. You didn't tell me it would be white. It's not white. He says it's white. We can see it. It's not white.
It's like on parts of it, it's like a light and dark gray.
Yeah, not white.
Not white.
I don't know why Mr. Masrani is saying white.
Yeah.
And it'd be one thing if we couldn't see it, and he's like, it's white. Like, all right, whatever. Whatever might be white. We see that it isn't white. We can't see the whole thing, but we can see parts of it that aren't white.
Yeah.
And Mr. Masrani feels the need to be like, you didn't tell me it was going to be white. I wish Bryce Dallas Howard would have been like, yeah, I mean, because I didn't want to lie to you, Mr. Masrani. It's not white. Look at it. I wish that would have been the conversation there.
Yeah. There was a part of it that was like light gray, but not white.
Not white.
Yeah.
And he's like, this thing, she's like, do you think it's going to be scary? He's like, will it scare the kids? He's like, not just the kids. He's like, this will give the parents nightmares. She's like, is that good? He goes, oh, that's fantastic. That's so fucking great. I've been dying to see a dinosaur that's going to give the parents nightmares. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
It's so genetically hybrid. Oh, my God.
And Bryce Dallas Howard says it can sense thermal radiation like a snake, and that it had a sibling that it ate.
Yeah.
Mr. Masrani says he wants her to bring in the American Navy man, and he says his name Owen, to inspect the area and make sure it's safe. Bryce how Bryce Dallas Howard doesn't look stoked about this.
Yeah. She's like almost upset.
Yeah. We then cut to, we see raptors chasing a pig, and the pig like gets into like a safety, like a fucking pig door. It's a metal thing, and they close it. And then we hear Chris Pratt. He's up on like a catwalk.
Yeah.
He's yelling. He's like, "Whoa, hey there, hold there, hey,
hey."
He's clicking a thing.
Blue, echo. Yep.
Blue,
hey, Charlie,
echo,
Charlie.
Hey,
shh.
hey, don't you give me that shit, all right?
Yep.
You like sit like that with
Yeah.
the things, and like they stop and they're looking at him, and he throws them dead rats, and they catch him. He's like, "This one's for you, Blue," and he throws them. Blue catches it last, and
he has a clicker.
It's like a pen, but it's not a pen. It's just a thing that clicks. And then he's like, "All right, hold, go!" And then they fucking sprint through.
Yeah. And now everyone's like applauding him, and he's just a fucking man. Everyone wants to fuck Chris Pratt now.
The team is stoked, especially Barry.
Yeah.
Who is I assume Haitian. And that's just because I'm racist. But he's black, and he speaks kind of broken French.
Yeah.
So I assume Haitian. Maybe he's full French. But be better at French than Barry. That's what I gotta say. And so the team's stoked. And then Vince Vaughn's brother from the movie The Breakup, not the same one that was in Too Fast, Too Furious, who was like doing all the weird sex stuff. The other one who runs their tourism business, and he's always getting on Vince Vaughn. He's like, I need your records. I need you to be fucking staying on top of this, man. He's like, how is this argument gonna get? What's this? And he's like, helicopters. He's like, how's that gonna get us helicopters? How's that gonna get us on the sea? We want to take Chicago tourism by air, land, and sea. That guy. He comes out and he's like, God damn. You got them eating out of the palm of your hand, man. I was worried I hired the wrong guy, but shit, look at this. Chris Pratt's modest. He's like, nah, it doesn't normally go that way. He's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Let's do a field test. And Chris Pratt's like, no. And he walks past him. He's like, hey. And Barry, Chris Pratt and Barry don't like this. And he's like, hey, Chris Pratt, you and me, we're cut from the same cloth, you know? We're both dogs of war. Swear to God, it says dogs of war.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to turn these raptors into soldiers. What you think about that? And he's like, I think that's the fucking craziest thing I've ever heard a person say. He's like, look, I watched them listen to your commands there. They could be soldiers. And they could kill all of the brown people that we're fighting against. And Chris Pratt's like, it's a bad idea. And then Barry says, what happens when the raptors decide they want to be in charge? And Breakup says, we remind them that they're not in charge. We kill any, or what do we say? We terminate the rogues, promote only loyal bloodlines. And they're like, you're fucking out of your mind, dude.
And that one line kind of made sense.
Terminate the rogues and promote only loyal bloodlines?
That's how dogs were made.
But these are raptors, Braden.
Exactly.
These are dinosaurs, and he's saying, I want these to fight wars for us.
I mean, dude, they run 40 miles per hour. They're fucking like 7 feet tall.
There's no way.
Anyone's ever going to control a
you
fucking
could get an
velociraptor.
army of raptors to replace the U.S. military. That's what he's saying. He's like, I want drones and I want raptors, and that's it.
You just got to learn the
no more human soldiers.
You just got to learn the velociraptor calls, David.
You
don't know?
I don't think that would do it.
You don't?
I don't think that would be enough to make them fight wars.
Yeah, maybe.
Chris Pratt's like, we don't own these. He's like, yes, we fucking do. We're sitting on a gold mine here, and Masrani's treating it like a goddamn petting zoo. We find that Masrani's the 8th richest man in the world.
Yeah.
Which,
fun fact for that specific point, the actual actor, I'm going to say his name wrong, so excuse me, but Irfan Khan, I don't know, is that how you would say this right here? Irfan Khan?
Sure.
Said in an interview that he didn't even have money to buy a ticket for Jurassic Park back in 1993. Look at him now.
He's the 8th richest man in the world.
Fuck yeah. Good for you, man.
Yeah, good for Irfan.
Irfan, yeah.
I mean, Irfan isn't really the 8th richest man in the world.
No, but he's at least portraying it in the movie.
And it's believable.
Well, and he's for sure rich now. I mean, he's probably a very highly successful actor. I've seen him in other things I can't say.
Okay, I have not seen him in anything other than this.
I've seen him I can't remember from what, but I'm sure he's successful. I'm sure he's got the money to go and buy Jurassic World because you know, he's a good-looking guy. I'm sure he does yoga. I was going to say something that was about to spoil some shit, but thank God I caught my tongue and just complimented him instead.
Dude's net worth is $50 million.
There we go.
It's fucking crazy.
Damn, look at that. It just takes like 30 years of hard work.
I have not seen him in anything else. Good for you. I'm sure he does yoga.
I bet
you does yoga and shit, yeah.
I was about to spoil so much, and I was like, no, yeah, he's a good-looking guy, you know, does yoga. I didn't know what to say. But yeah, so where are we at now?
Oh, man. I'm getting a text.
Is it important?
Oh, yeah.
No, David, it's got to be important.
Cadbury Chocolate is bringing its product to grassroots by placing their logo on vehicles in your city. Each vehicle owner will go home with $500 weekly for driving around with the logo. You can also participate in this program with your vehicle.
Okay.
Weirdly run. Kindly promote your full name, kindly provide your full name, mailing or home address with apartment number, state and zip code, vehicle model with phone number.
There you go.
I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer, right, guys? Look how sick that car is.
Oh, dude.
Let's bring this up there.
Yeah, let's show the viewers, the people, you know, let them know. Look at that. That's sick. That's cool. Like, who wouldn't want to go drive that around? You know?
I can have a Cadbury cream car. I should do this with the 5-6 Kings logo.
Oh my god, that would be so fucking sick.
I'm gonna do it in my car.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Bump that Suave Smooth everywhere you go.
He's like, this is gonna happen, all right? With or without you, this is gonna happen. Progress always wins. And then Chris Pratt says, well, maybe progress should lose for once.
See? Corny line, but he made it cool.
Pig gets loose, and a guy up on the catwalk with one of those, like those long things where you put the loop around the neck. You see him at like Animal Control has them.
Yeah.
Like to grab it. And he gets it around the pig's neck right as a raptor grabs the pig. And rather than letting go of the thing, he holds on and it flips him over. So now he's down with the raptors, this kid is. This kid's like fucking 19 years old.
And he just fell like 20 feet straight on his back. You'd think he'd be like, my back.
He did. He sold it.
Okay.
He sold it, and like Chris Pratt had to. So Chris Pratt goes in. He doesn't hesitate. He's like, let me in. He gets in there. He's like, hey, guy, like, because they circle the kid.
Whoa,
hey. And like the kid, like Chris Pratt kind of helps him. And and then he's like in there holding himself. He sells it as an injury. He's like, hold your fire. I
wanted him to be paralyzed.
Hold your fire. You shoot these fucking things, they'll never trust me again.
Yeah.
And he starts calling him by name. The kid gets to safety. He tells Barry to close the gate. And Barry's like, what are you, I'm not closing the gate. He's like, just trust me, close the fucking gate. So Gary's like, and then the kid's yelling, close the fucking gate!
Yeah.
Close the gate, Barry!
Yeah.
So Barry hits it, and as the gates close in at the very last second, Chris Pratt turns around and like
rolls underneath.
Yeah.
And the gate closes. And right as the gate closes, all the velociraptors are just That was good, right?
Yeah, that was spot on.
Thanks, yeah.
They're jumping at it. They're trying to get it.
Yeah.
Barry speaks broken French to him, to Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt just goes, yeah.
And then didn't
and he's like, yeah, that's right.
And then didn't the kid that he saved...
He says, you're the new guy, right? And the kid goes, yeah. And he says, well, not anymore, because you're fucking fired. Get your shit and get the fuck out of here. You're going to put my fucking life in danger? I'm Chris fucking Pratt. I played Andy Dwyer on Parks and Rec. Get the fuck out of here. And the kid cries and leaves.
Yeah.
Breakup stares down Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And, like, smiles and walks away. And we see where the raptor cage is. And that is the coolest part in this park. Like, it's right on the ocean there. Like, it's fucking
It's a dope
sick.
spot.
Yeah.
But he tells the kid, don't ever turn your back to the cage. And he turns around, and there's a fucking velociraptor just sitting there. It's kind of cool. That was a good too, right?
That was really good.
Thank you.
It sounded like a raptor. I was like, oh my God, is there a raptor in here?
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
No.
The noise is like, you're just squawking. You're squawking like you're going full bird.
I had it better in high school.
You're going
I used to
full.
practice it. Back in the day, something with my vocal cords.
What's the raptor practice at school every day? I quit football because it interfered with my raptor practice.
No, I'm not even kidding. That was one of my things. I used to act like a raptor in high school. I just roam around class and the halls, and I'd just be a raptor. I actually got a lot of people doing it. It was a cool thing. It was that, and it was a fake gun down. So I'd pull the gun out, and everyone pulled the gun out. We'd all be in a stare down, and we all start shooting each other in slow mo. And then I'd start acting like a velociraptor. It was good times. Good times.
I can't tell what of that was real and what wasn't.
No, that's all real.
You did raptor sound.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm not even joking. That was my thing. I'd go around the hallway acting like a raptor, and we'd do guns. How did you get laid?
Dude,
ever.
The bitches loved it, bro.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
All right, so this is my phone, right?
You're like, I used to go and do the raptor. I'd go around and be like,
yeah.
People would be like, oh, that's pretty. I would see that and I'd be like, oh man, bless that kid's heart. Like he's making the most of what he's got going on right now. Like good for him.
But I would build scenarios to it. I'd be like, imagine you just like walk into class and there's like 20 velociraptors just right here, and everyone would be like,
this doesn't make it any cooler. This makes it so much weirder.
But imagine, bro, you're at the phone, everyone's chilling, talking, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, freeze! Even you, Susan. And then Susan gets freaked out, and everyone starts dropping their shit, and someone else goes like that, and then we're now 20 people are in a fucking gun down, and then we start shooting. We go, phew, and the gun, and then I get shot. And I'm like, ah! And now everyone's fake dying and shooting in the class, and the teacher's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I used to start a lot of shit. I was the cool kid. For good reason.
So they have a petting zoo with like baby herbivores, and they're like kids are riding on the little baby triceratops, and they're petting other baby herbivores.
Fun fact: there's a baby long neck that a young boy hugs the long neck's neck, and that's actually Bryce Dallas Howard's son. Cool little fun fact.
Yeah. BDH's kid.
Yeah.
Little bro is stoked about everything. Cunt face is being a cunt face.
Yeah.
Cunt face notices the chaperone is on the phone and not paying attention, so they run off.
He notices that more than fucking like baby triceratops and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. They go to where the T-Rex is feeding, and little bro is like fucking he's like, they're feeding the fucking T-Rex. Let's get over here and watch this. It's crazy. And the cunt face is like, oh, who cares? I don't even care about watching the T-Rex eat the goat. Like, who gives a shit?
Literally.
And it's the same as Jurassic Park when it's the goat on the, like, tied to the post. T-Rex eats it.
Yeah.
We don't see the T-Rex, though. They make a point of that, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Build it, Build it.
Yeah.
Kitty calls because Cuntface was supposed to call when they landed and he didn't, and he snitches on Bryce Dallas Howard. And Kitty's like, what the fuck? She's not with you? He's like, nah, she's working. I don't know. Yeah. She's like, what the fuck? And then she calls Bryce Dallas Howard. And
Bryce is driving, and she's like, fuck.
And she's like, so how are the boys? She's like, oh, they're good. They're having a good time. And she's like, yeah, because I just fucking talked to Cuntface, and he's like, you're not with him. And she's like, I know. I'm going to spend the whole day with them tomorrow. And Kitty just starts crying. Immediately starts crying. She's like, are you okay? She's like, no. Like, what the hell? And she's like, I promise I'll clear my schedule tomorrow. I'm going to spend the whole day with them. And she says, a promise tomorrow is worth a lot less than trying today. And Bryce Dallas Howard goes, you're going to use Mom's fucking line on me right now? Are you kidding me right now? And she's like, when you have kids, you'll know it works. And she's like, if I have kids. And she's like, when you're gonna have kids, Bryce Dallas Howard, you are put on this earth to... She's like, here's my issue with the gays, is that we were put on this earth to procreate, but you can't procreate without a pussy. And Bryce Dallas Howard, you have a pussy, so you're gonna procreate. And then Kitty got an abortion in the next scene. And there's a dude, Kitty's outside a big conference room, and a dude walks over and, like, knocks on the glass, and he's like, let's go, wrap it up. And then Kitty's like, I gotta get going. Please love my kids. Love my son. And Bryce Dallas Howard goes, all right, bye, Mom. And then they hang up.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard shows up at Chris Pratt, who he has, like, a half...
It's kind of cool.
It's like a half trailer, half house thing.
It's a very small little house connected to like a trailer.
To like a silver trailer thing. Like,
yeah, it's not even. It's like a.
It's not a caravan like in Snatch. It's a trailer. He'd have to tow it places. Yeah. But it's like half that, half that. It was neat.
Yeah.
It was neat, and he's out working on his dirt bike because he's a big man, and he works on stuff with tools and gets greasy, and he's like, I gotta wipe the grease off on my shirt because it's so manly.
American man right there.
And she calls him Mr. Pratt, and he's like, he's like, why you call me Mr. Pratt? Call me Chris. And she says they have an attraction. I need you to come look at it. We have this attraction. And he's like, that's not what you said last time we saw each other. And she's like, he's like, I might be too busy to help. I don't know. And then she has a fly around her, and he just catches it
because he's an American man.
And that's my issue with Chris Pratt's character. Like, we get it. He's manly. Like every chance they're like, now catch the fly. Great. Now put the socket wrench down because you were just working with your socket wrench. And he's like, yeah, put that down and all that stuff. Like,
and then right after that, he goes and walks over and grabs like a different wrench, and he's just like twirling it around. I'm like, dude, you're like forcing too much. I feel like, you know?
Now I need this wrench to do more man stuff.
I need to twirl it around so I got the wrench in my hand.
She says that Mr. Masrani wants him to consult with her, and he says, you want to do that here or in my bungalow? And then, like, nudges towards the house. And it turns out they went on a date. She made an itinerary for the date because she's a planner, blah, blah, blah. And he wore board shorts because he's just cool and does whatever.
It's like, it's hot.
He wore board shorts and drank tequila. And she didn't drink tequila. And she planned the date and all that. Like, oh, they're so different. And she calls a dinosaur an asset. And he's like, they're alive, you fucking psycho. They're animals. They're real. That's a common theme. Like, they're assets. And he's like, these are fucking living things.
Yeah.
Out of your mind. And she says, I'll be waiting in my car. And you should change and get a shower because you smell like shit. We're now at Jurassic World.
Can you imagine what that sex is like?
Between those two?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Hot.
Fucking wild. She fucking just cuts loose. And
she's slapping him.
It is so fucking out there.
She's beating the fuck out of him. Yeah.
Or she wants him to do that to her.
Yeah.
But it's no way it's just boring missionary.
No.
Like, she fucking cuts loose.
It's kind of like when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie start fighting each other in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like...
There we go.
And they start having sex.
They're like shooting at each other.
Oh, they were trying to kill each other.
Crazy.
That movie is it's just ridiculous. Is the best word.
Have you watched The Ultimatum on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen The Ultimatum. You talking about where it's, goddamn, that's Jason Bourne.
No, that's The Bourne Ultimatum.
Oh.
The Ultimatum. Oh. Marry or move on. It's a reality TV show where couples. Where couples give each other, like, the girlfriend says, I want to get married. And it's like, and the boyfriend, or vice versa. The boyfriend's like, I want to get married. And she's like, I don't know about all that. So they go to this fucking resort and they date other people to see if they want to be with the other people or if they want to go back and they get married. You either fucking marry the person you're with or you're with someone new.
Now, is this a show or is this
It's a reality show.
Reality show, yeah.
And there's this one girl who... She's talking to this one dude, and he's like, sexually, do you have any limits? Like, she's going to be dating this guy. And she says, she's there with her guy who wants to marry her. And she's like, I don't know about that. And now she's with this other guy, and he asks sexually, does she have any limits? And she says, no, there's nothing I won't do to please you. So then the next scene, he is shaving her head bald because that's what pleases him. That part's not true, but I wanted that to be true so much. I was like, when she said that, I was like,
What's the most ridiculous
I was like, he's not going to go as weird as he should with this, but god damn it, he should go so weird. And just be like, I don't want to be with you, you fucking crazy. And then she like goes back to her boyfriend that wants to marry her, and she's bald. He's like, the fuck happened to you?
That would be hilarious. Yeah, and he's just like, wow, you're
She's
really
like-
that
she's like-
crazy that you'd be willing to do that?
Let him shave your head. And maybe he's into it. Maybe he's like, fuck, like, I've been fucking up. All right.
God, that
Let's do some bald stuff.
head is so smooth.
Yeah. But that's what Bryce Dallas Howard is. She's just nothing she won't do.
Yeah.
So we're at Jurassic SeaWorld now, and Cuntface is looking at pics of his girlfriend.
That's just so forced.
Just with the, and little brother makes him watch. He's like, stop what you do.
No,
Watch,
he
watch
literally
what's fucking
takes the
happening
fucking-
here.
yeah.
Because they like crane in a shark.
Oh, no, a great fucking white shark.
But it's still a shark. You don't have to say no, no, no.
It's much bigger than a normal shark. It's not like it's a great white shark. Like, they make it a point to be like, this is a great white.
And a fucking dinosaur jumps out of the water like a ginormous, to quote Braden, ginormous water dinosaur jumps out and eats the great white and then pulls it down. And the jump, when it lands, it splashes everyone out there. And for the first time, Cuntface fucking smiles, because of course he does. If he didn't smile there, I might have turned this fucking movie off.
Yeah.
You see a huge prehistoric being jump out, and it is so much bigger than a great white that it just eats it and splashes in the water. He's like, oh, all right, that was sick.
It's by
he was
far,
like, that was sick.
It's by far the biggest dinosaur we've ever seen. It's called the Mosasaurus, and there's kind of like a fun fact about, more of like a gimmick about it, because apparently all of the animals are from mosquito blood, and that's how apparently they got their genetics, or DNA. But for the Mosasaurus, it's like it's underwater. How are they getting the DNA for this Mosasaurus when everything is coming from mosquitoes? And then I thought, well, maybe it's a fucking dead Mosasaurus that washed up on the beach one time, eh? Who am I, eh?
Maybe it was jumping out of the water, and a mosquito came, landed on it real quick, bit it, and then flew
jumping
off.
100 feet out the water. I mean, yeah maybe.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. You're thinking it through now, and you're like,
I don't think that was a fun fact, is what I'm thinking. It was more of like them questioning the movie.
Yeah, and it's weird.
Them questioning the fucking validity of the movie where they create all these dinosaurs. Fuck whoever wrote that.
Yeah, it was
Fuck
supposed to be
whoever was like, well, how would they get the mosquito blood from the underwater one, huh?
Yeah, that's literally
Explain that.
Yeah,
You're like, all right, well, fuck you, dude.
That's how the fun fact came across. Like, they fucked up.
How would they do it? They wouldn't. They also wouldn't do any of this stuff that happens in this fucking movie.
Yeah. Okay, bud.
And Thanos can't snap his fingers and make half the population disappear. Do you want to? That could never happen. It's stupid.
I mean, David, you
Fuck
don't
that
know.
person.
There might be some Infinity Stones out there.
Well, did you watch Loki?
Yeah.
Infinity Stones don't mean shit.
They don't.
They've ruined a bunch of movies by being like, yeah, this is so much more powerful. Fuck the Infinities. And you're like, all right, like,
God damn it.
That's neat
Yeah.
that they're doing this, but like, I invested time and effort and money into watching the Avengers. You're just going to do this?
I did.
Fuck you.
And there was a lot
When's that Thor movie come out? We going to see that Thor movie or
Oh,
what?
we're definitely going to go see that Thor movie. I think in like...
It's soon. They're just like, oh, by the way, Thor comes out in 2 weeks. And you're like, oh, what?
Is it that soon?
I
thought it was
this
like
month.
Yeah, I was going
It
to
is
say like...
before Jurassic World comes out.
I was going to say maybe June or something, but maybe even earlier.
It is before Jurassic World. Let's why fuck around?
And guys, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but God damn it, why am I blanking on her name? She's going to be the new Thor. But on top of that, another cool thing for 2022.
Yeah, July 8th, before Jurassic World comes out.
fuck yeah, we're gonna go watch that.
That's not before Jurassic World comes out. That's a full month after. I was way off.
No, yeah, because Jurassic Park comes out June
Comes out
10th.
yeah.
I
I thought it was this month. Something cool comes out this month.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. God, I wanted to see.
Is
the
it the
Northman,
WandaVision
too.
thing?
WandaVision. They're coming out with a new season.
It's something with her.
Okay.
Doctor Strange comes out this month.
what am I
Doctor
fucking
Strange
thinking,
comes out this
bro?
month. That's what it is.
How did I blank on
and
Doctor
she's in it.
Strange? Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie's gonna be sick, everyone. Oh, I'm so hyped for that fucking movie. David, do you know how hyped I am for that?
That comes
fucking movie?
out. That might be out.
No,
Comes
it's
out.
not.
Comes out May 6th. Comes out this Friday.
Hell yeah, let's go see
Yeah.
that.
There we go.
I'm hyped.
Yeah. That's what's happening.
There's gonna be so much that like that movie is what's going to kick off essentially. I think what they would call this is phase 4 or 5 for the Marvel franchise.
Well, what's phase 2?
God damn it, David! Don't put me. I don't know.
Phase 1, we collect underpants. Phase 3, profit.
Is this from like?
Well, what's phase 2?
Is this from like the book with like the underpants fucking kid? What is this from?
No. I'm quoting South Park right now. The
Oh,
underpants
wow.
gnomes. Phase 1, we collect underpants. Phase 3, profit. And then someone says, well, what's phase 2? They go, well, in phase 1, we collect underpants. And in phase 3, profit.
And then there's no phase 2.
Because how would they profit off of that? How would they profit off of stealing people's clean underwear? They're not like going into hot chicks' rooms and grabbing a dirty thong and being like, I'll sell it to you, fucking weirdo. Buy this thong and so you can sniff it. No. They're just going into people's room, taking out clean underwear. And how would they possibly profit? They wouldn't. They fucking wouldn't profit off of that.
Let me tell you right now, David. There's like hot girls. I don't know if they're models or just sluts or what, but they're on like OnlyFans and shit, and they literally sell like dirty underwear. And they've made.
I wasn't making that up. I know that's a very real thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was a.
There's the chick who was.
was a
There's the
joke
chick
through
who
and
was.
through.
No, there's the chick who was jarring her farts
Yeah, that too.
and shipping them to people, and she had to go to the hospital because she was making herself fart too much. It's a real thing, yeah. So she's like, I gotta stop jarring the farts, guys. I have a gastrointestinal thing because I was eating food that would make me fart, so I could jar them for you guys, and I will no longer be selling jarred farts.
Too much of my stomach.
Well, you're forcing yourself to fart all the time. Yeah, it can't be great.
God, wonder what she's eating.
Beans.
Yeah, just lots and lots of
Yeah,
beans.
Absolutely.
All right, there you go.
The bleachers then drop down, and they're viewing it like underwater now, and they're
Finally, fucking cunt face is like, oh, I'll watch. I'll stay.
now he's like, all right, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
He's
It
like,
just takes the biggest creature of all time eating to distract me from my phone for like a couple minutes. There you go.
Cunt face then asks little brother, he's like, you want to do something else cool? He's like, yeah. And then he's like, check this out. Pulls out his penis. He's like, you ever seen a dick that big? It's crazy, huh? And the little brother's like, no, I've never seen one that big.
Bro.
I've only seen my own up to this point. He's like, yeah, it's fucking huge, huh? Why don't you touch it? Just touch just a little bit. And he's like, you sure? Like, why would I just like just do it? We're on Dinosaur Island, all right?
Come on, this is
We're on Dinosaur Island. Anything goes.
like as if this hasn't happened to every guy at some point in their childhood.
Everyone. I have two older brothers. You think I didn't touch my fair share of older brother penises? What's great is they both listen to this, and they're both gonna hate this part. They're both gonna be like, "What the fuck's he saying that for?" No, he never touched our penis. Why the fuck is he saying this right now? So Bryce Dallas
can't get
Howard
enough.
is now talking about how focus groups say they need new and cool stuff and blah blah blah. And with Chris Pratt, they're going to see the Indominus Rex, and she tells him the name, and he's like, "I fucking hate that name." And she's like, "Yeah, well, the focus groups love it, so eat a dick."
Yeah, it's easy to pronounce.
Yeah, and she says it's part T-Rex, and he's like, "Well, what else?" And she's like, "That's classified." And he's like, "You don't even know what the fuck this is? You're out of your fucking mind."
Yeah.
And he realizes, he's like, "So there's just one dinosaur in there." She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "So that dinosaur's been alone its whole life in a cage." And she's like, "Your raptors have been in a cage." And he goes, "With siblings, where they learn social skills that I imprint upon them the day they're fucking born. they get to fucking be with other things. They aren't isolated.
And she's like, well, we can't just go and walk them around.
No. She's like, oh, what? You want a fucking play date, huh?
Yeah.
You needs to have a play date, needs some friends. Like, the fuck out of my face. It's an asset.
And he's like, the only thing that your animal trusts is that crane.
Yeah, the crane, like, bringing in, like, a fucking animal carcass that it's going to eat. And he's like, it knows that's food.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come out for the food, and Chris Pratt's making some cute jokes. Like, was it down in the rec room? playing fucking air hockey? Like, blah, blah. And you're like, all right, we get it. He's funny. Bryce Dallas Howard then hits a button, and an alert sound kind of goes off. It's not as like a like panic. It's just a little alert, and it says, no thermal signatures detected. And then we see that in that very room that they're in, Lawrence from Park and Rec is there.
Yeah.
Lawrence is in season 1 of Parks and Rec. He's Chris Pratt's neighbor, and him and Chris Pratt don't get along, and he goes to, like, the town hall meeting where they're talking about how Chris Pratt fell in the pit and broke both his legs and how we got to make that a park. And Lawrence is there, and he's like, that guy's an asshole. He plays his music loud all night, and it keeps my birds up. And Chris Pratt's like, you have birds, Lawrence? And he's like, Lawrence lives with his mom, which is pretty funny. And then he's like, I mean, I guess, like, you know, she's sick, and he takes care of her, but whatever. So it's fun that Lawrence is also in this.
Yeah. And he's basically just like a security guard kind of that's supposed to be overlooking the videos.
He's got a hard hat on, though.
He
So
does
you know
have a
Lawrence
hard
is official.
Yeah. Which is weird because he's inside sitting at a desk watching
That's
like
with his
a
hard
monitor the entire time.
I would never be wearing that hard hat. Sitting at that.
But
Have you ever
he
worn
is.
a hard hat? They're fucking uncomfortable.
They are.
And he's just sitting at a desk. He's like eating lunch. And he's got the hard hat on. He's like, this is weird. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
Bro.
We should be seeing the thermal stuff.
I don't know if he was told to do that, but that was, I guess, good on his part because it
like
pissed,
finishing a sandwich.
It pissed me off. I'm like, bro, how dare this fat fuck with his hard hat on? Well, the one time he's getting asked an important question for the only thing that he's doing at his job, he immediately takes a bite, like a big bite of a sandwich, and then proceeds to reply. Like, come on, bro.
I love it.
Pissed me off.
I loved it.
No, me too. But
I loved because of how ridiculous.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it
is.
pissed me
Like,
off. I loved it.
Like, oh, this crazy, huge. They referred to it as bigger than a T-Rex earlier.
Yeah, the big.
This crazy, like, murderous dinosaur that tried to kill people earlier. We can't see it in there, huh? Let's
kinda
finish the
weird.
sandwich real quick. That just doesn't make sense, you know. If you ask me, it just doesn't make sense. You know, maybe that's a hot take, but it just doesn't make any sense.
And he doesn't do anything besides turn his fat ass around and look at a bunch of monitors and be like, huh.
Yeah, it should be there. I don't know. Chris Pratt then looks out the window, and he's like, these claw marks always been there? And they look, and there's claw marks all over the wall, like, leading up to the top. And you're like, oh. Looks like it might have gotten out. That's,
And they say,
that's
like,
no good.
yeah, and she's like, no, there's no way that wall's 40 feet, which, remind you, Shane McMahon fell from over 60 feet.
He fell from 300 feet.
Yeah, it was like the top of the building, bro.
It was crazy.
Yeah, so if Shane could fall that far, that dinosaur could jump that thing, you know?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Bryce Dallas Howard says they can track it, and she makes a call saying, like, we gotta find the thing. Where's we have the implant on it. Where is it? In the control room. Tag is telling as she's calling to do this. We see Tag and Crashing talking, and Tag's like, yeah, you know, Carl was really, you know, even though I met him when I was 13, I kind of look at him as more of a dad to me than my dad ever was. I really liked this part.
And that totally was, it had to be improv, because that's him all the way.
I really like, he's like, you know, like Carl was just more of a dad to me than my dad ever really was. And, you know, like, he wasn't there, like, for young childhood, but for my teenage years, he was great. Like, yeah, he was really helpful. Like,
it's great.
Like, it is very great.
Yeah. I like him as an actor.
And she tells Tag, she's like, I need the coordinates on the Indominus. And he does a beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. And Chris Pratt and Lawrence are going into the pen at this time.
It's such poor writing.
And they look up they're just like looking up at the top, and there's another dude in there. There's a Spanish dude in there. The guy goes, "You think it could have jumped up there?" And Chris Pratt says, "That depends." He goes, "Depends on what?" He goes, "Depends on what kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab."
He's looking,
and you're just like, "What, dude?"
And it's just like a corny line. He's trying to look really cool and like concerned, and just why?
Yeah. Tag says the coordinates are inside the cage, and then he looks on the camera and he's like, "There's fucking people in the cage. What do you get them the fuck out of there?"
Yeah, and why is Bryce? Why did she leave so? Like, she could have called from that facility still, or from the cage, like whatever you're calling it. Like, she didn't have to like go and start driving.
And all that did was delay the phone call.
Yeah,
delay the phone call to get the answers they need.
Yeah, and it's like, why would you send anyone in there without first tracking and finding out exactly where this animal is?
Yeah,
a dinosaur. Say animal.
Yeah,
what am I?
An animal. They say animal throughout the movie. It's either an animal or an asset.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
It's one of those two.
Yeah.
Tag, so people start freaking out and telling them to get out of the cage, and then the Indominus shows up, and you're like, "Oh, look at that!
Who saw that coming? Not me."
Chris Pratt and the Spanish guy start to run in the direction. Lawrence, like, takes a step like he's going to go with them, and I couldn't tell if it was like, "Oh, I'm fat, I'm not going to make it," because, like, he, like, immediately turns around and says nothing, and pushes a button to open the fence.
Well, he sees the direction that they're running in is literally to the middle of the cage where it's like a fucking little forest.
But he says nothing. Like it almost felt like he was trying to be like, "Oh, let them go that way. I'll just escape."
So what happened though is, I don't know if you noticed it, but you see the dinosaur moving. You can't see, like, you just see shit moving through the trees, and he saw that and he's like, "There's no way I'm running that way." And got so scared he just turned around and
he said nothing to the other two people.
No, he's a piece of shit.
And because of that, the Spanish guy gets eaten immediately.
And in part because Chris Pratt is just such an American manly man that he's just faster.
Yeah. Chris Pratt was not getting fucking touched in that part.
No.
Lawrence gets out. Chris Pratt runs and gets out just before the gate closes. And the Indominus, like, gets its head through just before the gate closes, and then like
that part was like a shit
muscles
show.
Its way out and gets through.
So like the guy that the fat dude had the option to be able to open the door, which you would think there would be multiple things, like not just a beep 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 boop beep, and then he's going through.
I think beep boop beep boop beep is plenty suffices.
You think?
He like punched in a code to open it. It's not like he just hit one button and it opened.
You think though, if you're having the most dangerous, biggest animal ever, it would have to go through like 3 steps. Like you have to do something, and then the other person has to clear you on the other side. Kind of.
What are the odds the animal fucking? It's a dinosaur.
Well,
what are the odds it remembers a code and then just goes in and is like, boop, boop,
I'm not
boop,
saying he remembers the
fucking
code.
8-digit code, and then it's like, all right, I'm out.
I'm saying though, you would think there'd be multiple steps, because what if that thing malfunctioned and the door just opened, where there's only one series of steps that thing has to go through to like unlock, essentially. You're on an island where there's probably crazy tropical weather. Like, I'm sure they probably have malfunctions like the original Jurassic Park.
Dude, it's 2015, baby.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you're
2015.
Right. I don't know
it's
what
Dinosaur
I'm thinking.
Island.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But the thing muscles its way out. Chris Pratt hides under a truck. Lawrence hides in front of a truck because he's too fucking fat to fit under the other truck. And the Indominus picks up the truck and like throws it. And
it like had some air time. The thing took 3 seconds to fall back to the ground. But you don't see it. You only see it from Chris Pratt's perspective. And it's like a truck, but it's like I don't even know what to call it. It's a humongous thing.
It's a truck. It's a truck.
It's like a...
Anyone who's seen the movie and is like, I fucking called it a truck, these idiots. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Stop watching this right now.
Yeah,
it's not a fucking truck. What are you, this idiot? Like, it looks like a truck.
Yeah, but...
It's like a big military truck thing.
Yeah, but once you guys see it, it's much heavier and bigger than like a normal truck.
Lawrence gets eaten right in front of Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt then under the truck he's hiding under, he like cuts the fuel line and covers himself in gasoline.
That's the one part of this movie that I'm like, you know what? That was smart.
Yeah.
Good writing.
Because it can smell people and like recognizes the smell. That's how it found Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of sniffs around, gets close to Chris Pratt, but then moves on.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard walks into the control room and everyone gets quiet and looks at her as she walks in. She tells Tag that the implant will shock it.
Everyone remain calm. and everyone's looking at her like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
No,
I'm saying like they're calm, looking at her like we are calm, essentially.
So they got quiet when she walked in because they all know that 2 people just got eaten by the fucking dinosaur and it's out.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so they might not be calm. They're like, oh shit, what's her deal?
But they're
what's
acting.
she about to say?
Yeah. But it was like a weird line because no one's freaking out. I mean, they are, but they're staying silent, looking at her.
Crashing gets on the phone and tries to tell people. She's like, hey, we gotta fucking like lock shit down, blah blah blah. And Masrani goes, hang up that fucking phone right now. And she's like, never mind, new information has been given to me, all's good. And then hangs up, and he's like, we're not fucking closing the park down, you idiot. Tag is very condescending to Masrani this whole scene and just kind of talks shit to him. He would absolutely be fired.
Yeah.
He's the 8th richest person in the world, and Tag just talks to him like he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Masrani would be like,
who the fuck is this guy?
He'd be like, I don't need this guy's wearing a Jurassic Park shirt. He'd like, get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's fired.
He's got fucking dinosaur toys all over his desk. Get him out of here.
We're back at the Raptors. Breakup is talking to Barry about the Raptors and how they're going to be... He tells a weird story about how he had a wolf that attacked his wife because she was trying to stab him with a knife, and that's the kind of loyalty he's looking for. That's how you get unbreakable bond between man and beast. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking weird guy.
Yeah.
Weird guy. It's always weird when he's talking. And we then get an announcement. There's a Code 19 asset out of containment. Breakup calls someone on the phone, and he's like, we got an opportunity. Then we don't see Breakup for a little while.
Yeah.
We see a bunch of herbivores out in the field and people riding alongside of them, and then we see Little Bro and Cuntface are on a train, and Cuntface is flirting with the girls behind him, and Little Bro says, if Mom and Dad get divorced, are you and I going to get separated? And he's like, what? What are you talking about? They're not getting divorced. He's like, yeah, they are. We're getting letters at the house from 2 different lawyers. He's like, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. He's like, I Googled them. They're divorce lawyers. Mom and Dad are getting divorced. And then Cuntface makes it all about him. He's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm leaving in 2 years anyways. It doesn't affect me at all. His little brother's like 8 years old.
And his little brother starts crying.
Yeah,
and that's when Cuntface starts to fucking realize.
No, Cuntface is, what are you, going to cry?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, cry. You got to fucking grow up.
And then
Grow up. People get divorced. All my friends' parents are divorced. People get divorced. All right? It's the real world. It's the fucking worst.
Yeah, that's what he says. And then he starts to react a little bit better to his younger brother. But, like, dude, just a cunt, man.
He's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
We then see... The park is sick. There's people kayaking on a river, and there's long necks and stegosauruses are like chilling on the riverbank.
I mean, it doesn't seem safe. I'm sure the long neck won't ever do anything, but
you always did. So like
wild animals.
In Jurassic Park 2 and 3, you felt, and now in Jurassic World, you felt the need to question the safety of being around the long necks. When in Jurassic Park 1. Dr. Alan Grant made it very clear, we're fucking safe around the long necks. You don't gotta worry about the long necks. Why do you want to question Dr. Grant so much? We're safe around the long neck. Long neck fucking sneezed on them.
Think about a giraffe, bro. That giraffe
dude, you made this argument, and I said you can go to Lion Country Safari and give my 2-year-old nephew a piece of lettuce, and he's allowed to feed the fucking giraffe by hand. That is how confident people are with giraffes' behavior. Dude,
it's insane.
We've had this exact conversation.
Yeah, we did.
Ain't shit gonna happen with the giraffes. The recon team is out and running. They're ready to get some shit done. Chris Pratt comes into the control room, and he's like, what the fuck? She made herself invisible and set a trap to make it seem like it escaped. What the fuck is that thing? And she's like, yeah, just don't worry about it. And they're watching the mission, and Chris Pratt's freaking out. He's like, using non-lethals? She's like, all those guys are dead. Call it. And Masrani goes, we've invested $26 million into that animal, sir. We will not be killing it. And he's like, you gotta call this off. You gotta get everyone out of there. And Bryce Dallas Howard goes, I got the biggest dick in the room, and you ain't stopping shit, all right? They then find the chip that was implanted inside the inside the Indominus, and it's like it's the Indominus's skin. Like the Indominus ripped out the part of its back that had the chip in it.
Yeah.
And then just dropped it in the woods and kept moving.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
like, how the fuck did that happen? And Chris Pratt's like, it remembered when you put it in. Like
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, like fuck.
Fucking nuts.
And then
blood then starts dripping on the dude who found the chip.
and he looks up very slow and kind of cool, like, and and I love this part because Indominus Rex comes out of the bush area, but is completely camouflaged and changes his camouflage as he comes out, and like literally you see it. And I remember playing it frame by frame to be like, wow, this is actually really good, fucking like animation or something for the way that this is done. Special effects, I mean,
Yeah,
but
it looked like a camouflaged dinosaur.
yeah, it was really well done. That was like the one part of this movie where I was like, nice.
The Indominus then comes out and just starts killing the dudes one by one. And in the control room, they have like a little square on the board for each person that's on the team there.
But it's like
like a heart rate monitor. And they just one by one see the fucking guy's heart stop and they're dead. Like it's fucking dark. You're like, oh my god.
There's one dude.
People are the fucking crashing is crying. He's like, oh my god, fucking work with those people and they're all dead. Like,
and there was a time where they were getting Indominus Rex just a little bit, not anything crazy, but they shot him with like a couple like ropes or some shit, or like
they had little like taser things.
Things, but wasn't
shooting
it?
at him.
Yeah.
It didn't fucking phase him at all. They shot him with like little like zap things to try and take it down. Nothing.
Yeah, and then at the end, I couldn't tell if it was lethal, but it seemed like this dude was shooting him with a shotgun, and that thing just
Fucking ate it.
ate him like as he's shooting him basically in the mouth, and it didn't seem like it did anything at all, like literally nothing.
Both to Tony.
Bullet to Tony. There you go.
Chris Pratt says, like, evacuate the island. Bryce Howard's like, we'll never reopen. She's like, in fact, so Chris Pratt goes, this thing's learning where it fits. It's been isolated its whole life. It's now learning where it fits in on the food chain. And I don't think we want to be here when it figures out where. Like, he's like, this thing is going to kill everything in this park.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard says, he says we can use lethal force in an emergency. You got an M134 in your armory. Put that on a chopper and smoke that thing. M34 is a fucking like minigun, like
a turret,
like a fucking turret, like a bananas gun.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard says we aren't turning this place into a war zone, and if you aren't going to try to be helpful, you should just get the fuck out of here. Just like that. If you're not going to try to help, I can tell like you aren't going to try to work with us. You're just going to try and take over, and we don't really need that. So you can either help or there's the door. All right. Oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
Isn't there another line she says too, or am I thinking about a different scene where she like yells something?
You might be thinking of a different scene.
Okay.
Chris Pratt then knocks Tag's dinosaur toys off of his desk. And Tag's just like, oh, what the fuck? And tells Masrani to have a word with the people in the lab. Because that's no dinosaur. Bryce Dallas Howard then calls for Phase 1 real world, which is to close everything north of the resort and have people go back to the resort. Bring everyone in, close everything north of the resort.
So like the main pavilion like area is south towards the island, and like all those random like exhibits and stuff like that, like the rides are more north.
They're now waiting in line to ride in like these little hamster ball things.
Seems pretty cool.
Yeah. Little bro is excited and explaining
is
dinosaur shit, and cunt face is being a cunt face.
He's just staring at a group of girls.
Just literally staring at them, and tells little bro, like, little bro's talking, and he's like, shut up. Just like that. He's just staring at these girls saying nothing, and like they're looking back.
Yeah, and they're like giggling and stuff.
At him. And then little bro asks cunt face, he's like, what do you think's going to happen by you staring at them?
And then they all laugh and get on the line.
And get it. He's like, thanks, man. Rude, appreciate it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I mean, you're welcome. Like talk to them. Don't be fucking just stare at them. They're going to be like, oh, he's really staring.
Yeah, he's trying to give that cool modeling stare, too. Like,
They then get in the hamster ball, and a fucking dead-eye employee goes, "Enjoy the ride." And he then gets a call and has to tell everyone that the ride's closed down. You got to go back to the resort. And everyone's like, "Oh, come on, come on." He's like, "I just work here. Guy, why are you yelling? Why are you? I don't have control over this. Please stop yelling at me."
Yeah. You think that would almost like go directly into the balls as well, like him speaking on that? You would think that he would be able to have like contact with the balls.
You would think, but I don't think that employee is. If he did have that capability, I don't know that he would think on his feet to do it right away.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
Masrani is in the lab, and Homeboy in the lab's like, "I can't tell you what that thing is. All right, I can't tell you shit about that thing." And Homeboy starts talking about cuttlefish and tree frogs, and that this is all Masrani's. Like, you authorized all this. All right, you want it bigger, stronger, faster, scarier, more teeth.
What was it? More teeth.
More teeth. Like, he's just shitting on, and it's I don't know. I hated this scene. It was whatever. Masrani's like, "Oh, the board's gonna shut this down. So in the meantime, you need to cease all activities immediately." And Lab Bitch is like, "It's what we've been doing the whole time."
He's
blah,
like,
blah,
"I fucking
blah.
made
Like,
this place.
Like, I am God.
I am Jurassic World."
We're now back in the hamster ball, and Jimmy Fallon's narrated it. He's like, "Oh, welcome to the hamster ball, made possible by science."
Yeah, there's a fun fact that they're supposed to be paying homage to something else, but who gives a shit?
And he does like, and paying homage to what? Do you have it?
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
I mean, someone might be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
Yeah.
Yeah. If you why bring it up?
I know, I shouldn't have even brought it up. So the cameo by Jimmy Fallon is a homage to the cameo.
Homage.
Homage.
It's not homage.
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 Homage. No way.
Yes.
I've heard everyone my entire life say it like that. Pay homage. Like, pay homage. I've always heard
pay homage, but if it's not a homage. It's a homage.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the way I've always heard it. So, to the cameo he makes in the Universal Studios.
Also, that's poor. It should be Anne. Whoever wrote this, will you send them an email?
Yeah, I
and
will.
Say it should be an homage.
Hey, kick-ass facts, get your shit together. Yeah. But yeah, they to the cameo he makes in the Universal Studio tram tours, he discusses similar safety instructions and also uses the same type of humor in both. Go fuck yourself, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, that is lame.
Yeah.
That's lame.
Yeah.
He does a bunch of physical humor. I don't really like Jimmy Fallon.
Neither do I.
And then the hamster, it rides through a bunch of fucking herbivores and stuff. Cuntface is kind of smiling. And then there's an announcement on the thing that says, "Hey, all right, you gotta stop the hamster ball and go back." And little kid's sad. And then Cuntface says, "Fuck that, homie. We're TIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life when I leave."
Did you just quote T.I.?
Yeah. I even wrote that down. I was he said VIP and I said TIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life when I leave.
Yeah.
The king back now. Hoes don't really know how to act now. Boop, boop, boop. Bring them out. Bring them out. Boop, boop, boop. Bring them out. Bring them out.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Great song.
He's like, "We're fucking VIP. We can do whatever we want." And then apparently in the hamster balls, it's not a ride. He is controlling it. And he just like pushes the thing forward and like turns and stuff. You're like, what? You're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
That should not exist.
Because if that's the case, no one's coming back and everyone's spending hours on those things.
And you would just fucking crash into the fucking Triceratops nonstop. Like people don't get good at driving the hamster balls.
Bro, there's a part where there's like waterfalls and drop-offs and shit around the island. Like, there's no way it's safe for you just to go anywhere with that thing. You think it'd be fenced in and shit, you know?
It is fenced in.
Oh.
It is, yeah, it's fenced in.
Is it?
Yeah, because coming up, he goes and the gate's open.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
but on the gate it says restricted area,
and
do
it's
not
broken
enter,
through.
Yeah. So they are fenced in there, but you shouldn't be able to drive it. It should be on tracks.
Yeah.
So you aren't crashing into fucking dinosaurs.
Because like some idiot's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go fucking run into the dinosaur that's got the ball on the back of its tail and she's gonna fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bryce Dallas Howard watches a woman and her daughter reunite from the control room and then remembers that her nephews are at the park. So she's like, oh, shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
Fuck.
She gets out her phone and calls the British chick, and she's like, I don't know, cunt face and brother, they ran off. I can't find them. She's like, what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
And then she calls cunt face, and he's like, I'm in a hamster ball. I can't really hear you. And then
they
the reception's
can't.
bad. They can't. And then they hang up, and Bryce Dallas Howard calls the Rangers to get her nephews. She seems like she is in charge there. She calls the Rangers. She's like, hey, I need someone to go. There's a fucking a hamster ball thing. I need someone to go. I'm like, yeah, we're kind of busy with other stuff right now. We're not going to be able to get to that for a while. And she's like, no, you need to go to it right now. And they're like, yeah, we can't really do that. And she's like, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. She then sees, this is where she asks Tag. She's like, are there any hamster balls out right now? Or are they all accounted for? He's like, yeah, of course they're all accounted for. That's my job. They're all in. And then he pulls it up. He's like, oh, no, actually one's out there. And you're like, what the fuck this guy?
Yeah.
He's an asshole to his bosses, and he's not good at his job. Who is he blackmailing? Like, what does he know about Masrani to where they're like, well, we can't fire him?
Yeah, you know?
She sees Chris Pratt arguing with someone on this big screen and then runs out. We then, Cuntface sees that the gate's open. He's like, oh, why don't we do some off-roading, you know? He's like, no, we shouldn't do that. And he's like, I'm just worried you aren't going to get the full Jurassic World experience.
And it's crazy how they're not like the
off-road.
least bit suspicious that they got this warning, they got the call that broke up and a broken fence, and they're still like, yeah, let's just go fucking against the world, you know?
Well, the little brother's not for it. He's like, we're supposed to go back. Why don't we go? Like, he keeps saying, why don't we go back?
Yeah.
Cuntface's like, we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine. We're good.
Bryce Dallas Howard finds Chris Pratt, and she's like, hey, I need you to help me get my nephews. And he goes, all right, how old are they? And she's like, I don't know.
He's like, you don't know how old your nephews are.
Yeah, she's like, no, one of them, like, maybe high school. I don't know. And he's like, all right, let's go get him.
And that's when I thought that their relationship was going to go downhill. I thought that was like the make it, break it when I first saw this for Chris Pratt's character. I thought that was going to be him being like, I'm done with this girl.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been, but...
Right? Like, you think, be like, I'm supposed to, like, what, have kids with this girl one day? Like, look at the way she's treating her nephews.
Yeah. Cuntface then drives up to some of the hard rocktail ones.
Yeah.
And she's like, see, look at that. There's 4 dinosaurs right there. And the little kid's like, we need to go back. And there's 5 dinosaurs here. He's like, that you're smart. Look, there's only 4. He's like, there's 5. And then we see the Indominus is behind them.
It's the reflection from the front of their ball.
Yeah. The Indominus then kicks the ball and goes after the rocktail hamster ball thing, but whatever.
But as they kick the ball, the
rocktail hits it.
Yeah, rocktail hits
cracks it. And
which I'm sure that's probably a common thing. Or were the rocktails not in the section? They went out the gate, right? And then found them.
They went out the gate and found them. But I just love that. Like, I mean, it's probably a common thing. You know, it's got to happen all the time. None of this happens. None of this is common.
No, I'm saying, like, you have the freedom with these balls to roam around
just
dinosaurs.
The way you said it. You're like, I'm sure this is common. I'm sure it happens every day. Indominus kills the rocktail thing, and Bryce Dallas Howard's calling the boys, and the Cuntface is reaching for the phone, and little brother's like, hey, look. And he's like, I almost got the phone. He's like, no, look. And he looks, and
he's like, what?
Is, like,
and then
right
sees
in
it.
their face.
Yeah. And it's like, you would probably look pretty quickly if you know what's going on, like, right around you.
Yeah.
You know?
But, yeah.
Like, kid shouldn't have to force his brother to look, you know?
She then, Indominus starts, like, fucking with the hamster ball and, like, breaks through the glass with its claws pretty easily. And is smashing it, and Cuntface, like, sees that the back is smashed open, and he unhooks him and his brother, and they fall out the back. And then it looks like they're going to get crushed, but then they're just inside the hamster ball again. Then he lifts it up, and they run. And the Indominus, like, bites into the thing, and then realizes the boys ran off and chases after them. They get to a waterfall, and he's like, we got to jump. And the kid's like, I can't jump, I'm scared, there's waterfall. And he's like, 1, 2, 3, and then they jump right before Indominus grabs them. And then they stay underwater because Indominus is watching, like, on top to see if they pop up. But Indominus waits, like, legitimately 2 seconds. And then they don't pop up. And it's like, well, I guess they're dead.
I hated this scene.
Away. Yeah.
I hated this scene because it's just so unrealistic and it's so, like, forced. Like, one, these dumb little fucking kids are not running faster than Indominus Rex that was only 10 feet from them when they initially started running away.
Well, they had the big lead.
My thing is, like, dude, if you're going to do that, play it off a little bit. Like, have Indominus Rex mouth stuck to the thing, and he's just, like, can't get, like, his teeth out of the thing, and it gives him, like, 100 feet. Something that's realistic to where when Indominus Rex gets out of the forest, they're already basically jumping in. I know it's not as, like, heightened, but I'm for realism, bro. I don't want some, like, try hard forced moment like this that takes me out of it rather than put me in it.
And like, they're building Indominus Rex as this fucking badass, unstoppable thing. Like I don't want to watch 2 kids outrun it.
Oh, and I'm sorry,
and,
it's like...
and then have it, like, look on top of the water for, like, half a second. Like, it was able to fake an escape so it could really escape. Like, and then it just kind of watches for a second and is like, well, no one can hold their breath this long. I better go. Like...
And when you see the size comparison when it's, like, hanging over the waterfall, it is like a small little pond, essentially, now, compared to Indominus Rex. Like, if it wanted to, it could have went down there.
It could have stepped down there.
Just literally just took a step down and just, like, played around in the water. And those things, the kids would have been dead. And another thing is, they come up out of the water, straight out of the water. They don't, like, swim to the fucking waterfall where, like, the water will cover them from being seen by the Indominus Rex. Like, if they have the awareness to be like, oh, we need to stay underwater because of this fucking thing, why don't you swim to somewhere where you're not going to be seen when you come out of water? I don't know, bro.
They pop up right in the middle.
Yeah, like, the writing is just a little silly.
They then swim to the shore, and Cuntface smiles and looks at his brother and goes, you jumped. And then...
Yeah. And I'm
like, that's the first time I was like, oh, that's a nice moment.
Yeah,
whatever.
But it's like...
Whatever. The big brother's like, hey, you jumped.
And
now he's like, okay, I need to be the older brother in this scenario and look out for him and make him think things are going to be okay and blah, blah, blah.
But I also don't like how they had the actors act exhausted when they came out the water to where they just laid in the mud on the surface, like right out the water, where they're like, they can't. I'm like, dude, your adrenaline would be so flowing. You would jump up and you'd be like, I gotta go.
Yeah, they might be exhausted. You're poking too many holes.
Oh
there.
no.
They might be exhausted and fucking laying on the thing.
That's the most heightened moment of your life. You're not resting in the mud.
I mean, they've ran and jumped in the water and then swam to shore. They would definitely be tired. They would definitely be tired. And they see that the dinosaur isn't there. That would be the moment where they're like, all right, let's chill here for a second. Speaking of chilling here for a second, guys, we're going to take a quick break. But we'll be right back. So stick around. And, right when we started. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And we're back. So, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, they pull up to a long neck that was attacked, but is still, like, barely alive. Chris Pratt, this is supposed to be, like, a real emotional thing. Chris Pratt's, like, comforting. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. Bryce Dallas Howard then comes up and, like, sticks her hand on it. And it's like, like, the fuck is this? Like, it's fine with Chris Pratt. It's like, I trust this guy. He's got to... And then she comes up like, this fucking psycho was calling me an asset earlier. And then, like, it's like, okay, she can touch me. And then it dies in their arms, and Bryce Dallas Howard cries. They then look out into the field, and there's 5 more just murdered long necks down in the field. And Chris Pratt's like, this fucking thing didn't eat them. It's just killing them for sport. And looks at Bryce Dallas Howard like, the fuck did you do? What the fuck? And he grabs like, the fuck did you do? Bryce Dallas Howard's like, you scared me.
Look at him. Look at him. He's dead because of you.
Breakup has a bunch of army guys pull up on the shore like it's D-Day, and they're storming the beaches of Normandy. And Barry's watching from far with binocs, and he's like, this isn't good. Yeah. This is not good. And he's trying to radio Chris Pratt. He's like, we got a situation. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, they find a fucked up hamster ball and the cunt face's broken cell phone. And she's like, no. And then Chris Pratt sees footsteps, and he's like, yeah, they're good. They went that way. And then they walk over, and it leads them to the waterfall. And they look, and he's like, they must have... Or she's like, they must have jumped. And he's like, brave kids. And then she starts screaming their names, and he's like, shut the fuck up.
They always need this in every
Jurassic place. He's like, you're yelling? What do you think yelling's going to do? She's going to draw the dinosaur to us. Shut the fuck up. And she's like, okay. She's like, you can track them, though, right?
Like you pick up on their scent.
Pick up on their scent and track their footprints? And he said... I was in the Navy, not the Navajo. What the fuck are you talking about?
What do I look like, huh?
Which is maybe my second favorite line in this movie.
Yeah,
track their scents? What do I look like to you?
Yeah, I did like that line.
Am I some fucking redskin? No. Not a Navajo. Bryce Dallas Howard insists on help, and he's like, why don't we get you back? And she's like, no, I'm coming. And he's like, oh, what you're wearing? He's like, you fucking won't last 2 seconds. You're wearing heels. And then she
untucks her shirt, fucking, puts it around, ties it into a knot.
Does this. Does like a sexy tying her button down, button-up shirt, tying it up. And then she does that, and he goes...
Puts her hands on her hips.
And he goes, what does that mean? And she's like, it means I'm ready. And he's like, all right, let's go. We then see the boys running through the jungle. They find a broken hard hat and a fucked-up Jeep. And this is right in front of the original Jurassic Park building.
Yeah, so this is the old building, and there's a lot of, like, little fun things where you just pick up on.
Yeah, so I picked up on, they walk into the original building, and John Hammond's just sitting there eating ice cream.
He's like, oh, welcome.
He's like, the power went out.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
He says, the power went out, so this is going to go bad. It's the best ice cream. We spared no expense. Got to eat it, though.
Spare no expense.
Can't let it go. And
yeah.
They're like, oh. And then it's playing, like, kind of quietly, like a piano riff of do 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 do, but it's like not the dong dong dong, but the ding ding part of the piano.
Yeah,
doing it with that. Cuntface makes a torch and they walk through. We see the night vision. It's is it Hammond's thing?
No, that's a bone from one of the fake skeleton dinosaurs that they had on the exhibit, but. The thing that he wraps around it is "Welcome to Jurassic Park," the banner that fell down at the end of the fight,
and the T-Rex roared. Yeah, the banner fell down.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't say "Welcome to Jurassic Park." It says "When dinosaurs ruled the earth."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he has that. We see the night vision goggles. We see just a bunch of Jurassic Park gear.
Yeah.
And then they come up on a Jeep, and the fucking little brother says, "1992 Jeep Wrangler Sierra, sand beige."
So, fun fact that...
No. Fuck you.
Huh.
1992 Jeep Wrangler Sierra, sand beige.
Yeah, fuck that kid for being that...
They don't come out and be like, oh, just sound like you're autistic, but this kid is the most autistic person that's ever been in a movie.
Well, he just knows
just
all the little
thing.
facts.
It was a 1992 Jeep Wrangler Sierra, it's sand beige. Like,
yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, kid.
But that Jeep... was the same one that was written by Hammond and how do you say that? Gennaro, right? Was it Gennaro? Yeah. In the original film. Yeah. But then there's another Jeep as well that comes up, and that's the one that was written by Grant and Sattler and Malcolm. But yeah, these are the exact Jeeps from the original movie.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cuntface wants to fix up the Jeep, he says.
He's like, remember when we used to fix up fucking Jeeps?
No, remember when we fixed up Grandpa's old Malibu? And then it cuts away, and you're like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. They're going to fix up the Jeep? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this fucking...
It's been sitting there since 92?
This 8-year-old and this 14-year-old is going to fix up a Jeep? Bullshit, yeah.
We're back in the control room, and they can tell the Indominus is heading towards the resort because it senses the thermal radiation, which, why put all the people in one spot then?
Yeah.
And Breakup walks in and tells Masrani that the raptors can hunt and kill the Indominus. And Masrani's like, it's fucking crazy what you just said. We're not letting raptors loose to hunt the thing. That's crazy. And Breakup says that thing's a killing machine and it will not stop.
But he says, like, for a fact that, like, there is no way I'm releasing these velociraptors on this island.
And then Breakup said that. Masrani goes, look into your project. How about that, Breakup? And then Breakup goes, what are you going to do in the meantime? And Masrani just smiles. He's like, oh, yeah. And then we see Masrani going into the helicopter, and they're putting a gun turret on it. He's going to fly it. And we're like, all right, this is fucking ridiculous. Cunt-face and little bro fix the fucking Jeep and drive out.
Bro.
They fixed it. It's been sitting there for 23 years, and they just put a new battery in.
The
they
writers
took a battery out of a different Jeep and put it in there and drove it. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, the writers are like, fuck it. We'll piece anything together at this point.
Yeah. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard run up and can hear the Jeep driving off. They literally just missed the kids.
Yeah.
Like, they run up as, like, the Jeep just left.
Yeah.
And then Chris Pratt's like, all right, well, I better fix up this other Jeep then so we can get
fucking
going.
If these kids can fix up that one.
Like, they must have fixed up the Jeep and drove it out. I better get to work on this one. And, like, goes to open the hood, and then the Indominus walks up and sticks its head in the garage and gets super fucking close to them and then walks off. And you're like, okay, all good. Chris Pratt, like, grabs his gun, and you're like, all right, coast must be clear. And then it just breaks through the roof.
Like, literally brings its fucking arm through.
And you're like, whoa!
Brings its head through, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
And it kind of they run, and it kind of goes at them. And then a helicopter flies over, and Indominus kind of looks up and then goes the other way.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard is calling the control room, and Tag tells her that Masrani is flying the helicopter with guns on it. And she's like, what the
fuck?
Masrani, then he's flying, he's like, you boys serve in the military? And they go, he's got like 3 soldiers with him. They go, yes, sir. Did a couple tours in Afghanistan. He goes, yeah, your general ever fly into battle with you? like, I'm the general, but better than the general because I'm on the ground with you boys.
Yeah,
like that's fucking bananas. And they just kind of give like, this fucking guy looks like that was crazy what he just said. And like, no, he didn't. But he was a far more decorated officer than you are, sir.
Yeah, and they're veterans. They're fucking veterans. Yeah. It's crazy. So they're fucking flying.
But this fucking douchebag veteran gives all veterans a bad name. He misses every shot.
Bro.
Every single shot. He's like, oh, there it is.
And, like, waits.
I missed it.
And, like, waits until, like, the last second to start shooting. Like, he had, I don't know, definitely longer than when he started shooting.
Yeah, and missed every shot.
Every shot.
Indominus then breaks through the bird cage, they call it, and it breaks in there, and there's a bunch of pterodactyls in there. They aren't as cool looking as the pterodactyls in Jurassic Park 3. No. They're smaller and not as cool looking.
There's some that are like the ones from, well, actually not as big as Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 3, they were fucking massive and sick looking.
Yeah. So
just roll with that.
Maybe the pterodactyls in this one, the ones with the long beaks, maybe they're babies, is my thought.
But even the adults didn't look that cool.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe there wasn't really adults.
No, because there were some bigger ones.
Okay.
Yeah, but not as big
but
or
it was
as cool
weird
that
they had these other birds that had weird T-Rex fucking faces on them.
Yeah. Well, it's all the gene splice in there.
Yeah, all that hybrid fucking.
How'd you T-Rex? Did you bring the T-Rex and the pterodactyl in the lab and you put on some Barry White and watch them fuck? Like what happens?
Got to stir the pot, David.
Pterodactyls fly out of the cage because it's open. They're like, whoa, we got a whole world ahead of us.
Holy shit.
And they smash into the helicopter, and the helicopter goes down.
Yeah.
So Masrani's dead.
Yeah, and the veterans. So they make a point to be like, yeah, these guys have risked their lives for everyone, and they're dead. They're dead.
Dead. The boys are driving the Jeep, and they see the pterodactyls behind them, and they freak out.
Yeah.
They're driving up to a gate, and they're honking. And they're like, we gotta go. And the dude from The Departed, who he's following, oh my God, Captain Queenan? Captain, oh man, it's Martin Sheen's character. I'm spaced on his name.
Yeah. He's the detective, or captain.
Captain Queenan. I think it's Queenan. Could be saying it's wrong. Something like that.
Yeah, it is something like that.
He's following him around, and he's on the phone with Matt Damon, and he's like, hey, Sarge, you mind telling me why we're following Captain around? Want to learn about the good Catholic life? And he's like, we got to follow all leads, no matter how unlikely, no matter how damaging they are to your delicate fucking sensibility. He goes, who told you I got delicate sensibility? That guy. He's up on the wall. This is the only scene he's in. And he sees the boys coming up and like honking the horn. He's like, huh. You don't see that every day.
And they just like stay still.
And then there's pterodactyls coming behind him, and I guess he lets them in.
Yeah.
Because Britface calls Bryce Dallas Howard, and she's like, the boys were spotted at the West Gate. I'm heading to them now. And she's like, great, go there, stay with him. And Chris Pratt's driving a 4-wheeler now, and he's like, hey, babe, hop on. And then she runs and hops on and grabs onto him. Like it's not. I get why she won, like whatever, like worst female or whatever it was, because she's very much. Oh, I need a man in my life to do everything. That is very much what this character is.
It's just like poorly written out like characters and relationships and stories and stuff.
But the most important thing to grab onto is that Chris Pratt is now on a 4-wheeler.
Oh, and it's sick.
He drives Jeeps and 4-wheelers
And
fixes up his old dirt bike.
He's an
In his
American
spare time.
man.
He's the best.
Popping root beer.
There's now thousands of people sitting outside, and there's a like PA announcement that says, "Ladies and gentlemen, due to a containment anomaly, all guests must take shelter immediately." And people are like, "The fuck's that mean?" And then we see all the pterodactyls flying up, and they're like, "Oh shit,
bro!" If you're on an island where there's fucking dinosaurs, hybrid genetic monsters everywhere, and you hear that, you do not stay seated outside. You go to the biggest building you could find and, like, go in Corbin's room, grab all of his knives.
You gotta piss your pants first."
Yeah, you gotta piss your pants.
Pterodactyls start just fucking swooping down and fucking everybody up.
Dude, I actually like this problem. I'm like, okay, here's a little bit of realism.
It was great. Breakup is smiling as he watches this in the control room. He's like, yeah, here we go. He then goes to the roof to watch and smiles even bigger.
Yeah.
He's great. He's so happy this is happening.
And so now we're getting a bunch of shots of a bunch of people getting attacked by these different pterodactyls. And little fun fact, there is a very quick cameo of Jimmy Buffett grabbing 2 margaritas off of a table and turning. You can't see him because he's got a hat on. It kind of covers his face. He turns really quickly and runs out of frame, and like a pterodactyl comes and attacks like another person in the frame. But it's very quick. If you spot the dude grabbing 2 margaritas, that's Jimmy Buffett.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank God Jimmy Buffett didn't get hit.
Right, dude? Because like that would have been a shame.
Britface then gets up to the boys, and she's like, boys! And like they say, like, oh shit, it's Britface! And then she gets grabbed by a pterodactyl, and it picks her up, and like... like they're like struggling, and it drops her in the water that's right there, and then like she goes down and starts to swim up, and we see this is a great scene.
This is wild.
We see pterodactyls dive in the water and then swim over to her and like grab her, and it's like bringing her further down, and she's going up, and like they're fighting, and
it's
then
like picking her up and down. She's screaming.
They're up out of the water and they're doing it, and then the big dinosaur from earlier,
the Mosasaurus,
just eats her and the pterodactyl.
Bro.
It was sick.
They should have made us not like her more. Like, it's not like we didn't like her, but we didn't like not like her too much. You know what I'm saying?
I was indifferent to her.
Yeah, like I wasn't, but like not to the degree that I feel like I should have been for her to die the way that she did. They should have hyped it up where we're like, man, fuck that bitch. And when she died, it would have made it better. I feel like.
Yeah. Like that was... And I think a big part of that, they had cunt face being a cunt face. They couldn't also have her be a fucking bitch. Like,
yeah.
Like he kind of dominates the scenes he's in with his cuntiness.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have her, like if she tried to outdo him, it would have been wild.
Yeah.
It would have been fucking nuts.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
You would have been you'd be like, people don't act like that. This is fucking crazy. Like...
What
is her deal? She's an adult. What's her fucking deal?
Yeah, she keeps yelling at him. Where the fuck you guys going?
Yeah, like
something.
Yeah, but like that's on them for writing cunt face the way they did.
No, exactly.
Yeah, because I agree with you. We should have been like, yeah, fucking get her.
Yeah, but no.
Or been like, oh my god, I can't believe she like not like. All right, well, that was cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. What happens now?
Yeah.
And what happens now is Chris Pratt and him and his boys, like other army guys, they just start tranking some birds. They're fucking boom, boom, boom.
It's a good spot.
And
good.
like a small, it was a good spot to stop. I was like, what's going on?
No. It was a good scene for sure.
And then the pterodactyl fucking takes him down and is like trying to peck at him. He's like punching it in the face and fighting it off. And then Bryce Dallas Howard hits it with the butt end of the gun and shoots it like 6 times.
Like I said, she shot that fucking gun before. She's holding it well. Overthinking it?
That's semantics. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard then kiss in front of the boys. The boys like come up and they kiss. And she's like, boys, oh my God. She runs over. You guys okay? You okay? They're like, who's that fucking guy?
No. The cunt face is like, he said something like, oh, that's Aunt May or fucking Aunt...
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard. But he said it in like a weird way. Not like sexual, but just like not like surprised. It was kind of like in between. I felt like it was kind of weird the way he said it. Like he watched them make out and he's like... He like said it in like a... Not like an ew way.
It was weird. It was like, who's this fucking guy?
Yeah.
It's the vibe I got. Like they were unsure about him. Like, what's with the dude?
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Yeah. I didn't understand his vibe for the way he said that. It was weird.
Yeah. Breakup then comes into the control room with like 20 dudes. And he's like, we run shit now. Everyone in this control room, you're relieved of your duty. My boys are running it now.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh. And we then like cut to, there's a big bald guy with a big beard in a helicopter. And they're riding and we see a pterodactyl flying. And the guy just looks and then picks up his gun and one shot, just pop. And the pterodactyl falls. And he's like, yeah, killed that dumb bird. Stupid animal.
Stupid fucking dino.
Bryce Dallas Howard calls tag. And he's like, yeah, but Breakup is in charge now. I don't know. He wants to use the fucking raptors to hunt the Indominus. He's out of his fucking mind. Shit is unraveling quick here.
Yeah, he said that he was apparently, like, during an emergency act, he is given rights to...
The board, he reached out to the board, and they gave him...
But he said that, like, when he walked in, he's like, because of this emergency act or something like that, I'm now in charge.
The board has appointed InGen. So he works for InGen, which is the original company. I guess Masrani had his own fucking people.
Yeah.
He said the board has appointed InGen to take over now.
Which means I'm in charge.
Chris Pratt is pissed. And then for some reason, like, they just walked through these big doors. And for some reason now, like, people are locked out of where they are, and they're like hitting the locked doors.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we can't. It didn't make sense. They then run, get in a Jeep, and as people burst through the doors, he rides in reverse back some, and then parks off on the side.
Yeah.
This made no sense.
Yeah,
why did he lock the people out? What the hell? Why did he then run from the people? I don't get. And what
they made it seem as if this like ginormous 2-ton fucking door that's supposed to keep dinosaurs out was opened by like a bunch of people.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, bro. No.
There was like 80 people. I think for sure they're getting through.
There was like thousands of people, but still, like
I think for sure they get through. I think without
steel.
I think without a doubt they get through.
Hell no,
it wasn't steel. It was like a wood door. It was like a big wood door.
I thought it was a ginormous steel door.
For sure, that many people break through the door.
No,
that's
a ginormous steel door. There's no way.
For sure, without a doubt.
Well,
there were so many people.
Let us know what you guys think.
There were so many people, dude. The little brother then says, "Can we stay with you?" And Bryce Dallas Howard goes, "Are you kidding? You're not getting out of my sight for the rest of your life." And he's like, "No, not you. Him. Yeah, definitely him." And she's like, "Yeah,
fuck. I guess I deserve that."
Yeah.
You know,
it's nighttime now.
Yeah,
and they have a thing set up on the Raptors so we can see what they see. And Breakup is like yelling at the Raptors and snapping at them, and Blue is just staring a hole through him. And Barry says he stares at the thing that he wants to eat, or she stares at the thing she wants to eat.
And he's like, oof.
Chris Pratt then comes in hot and punches Breakup in the fucking face and says, "You stay the hell away from my animals." And Breakup's like, "Oh, you fucking idiot. How many more people gotta die before you understand this mission, all right? We're using the Raptors as fucking soldiers. They're gonna get the Indominus. Tomorrow you're gonna watch the news and it's gonna say, we saved the people. We fucking saved them, and it's happening with or without you." And then Chris Pratt's like, "Well, fuck, it's gotta be with me then."
Yeah.
Like,
and little fun fact, this original movie was supposed to be about genetically modified hybrid human raptor soldiers.
I think they don't call it Jurassic World, but why not make that movie? That could be it doesn't have to be in the fucking Jurassic World. Like it could be just a separate movie.
I'm like picturing like what do you call it? Where like the horse, where it's like the horse body, and then like the guy's got like half of his body.
Centaur.
Yeah, centaur. I'm picturing that, but for a raptor.
Yeah. All for it.
That's the only that's like what it says in the fun fact. It's just like, yeah, it was supposed to be about genetically hybrided human velociraptors.
Human raptors.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Absolutely.
All right. Say less.
So Chris Pratt's now giving the team the rundown of what they're doing, and he says, please don't shoot my raptors. The boys walk up, the boys, Cuntface and little brother, walk up as Chris Pratt is talking. He's like over at the Raptors. He's like, hey, you're going to be all right, girl. There's my, hey, Blue. And he introduces the Raptors by name to the boys. And he goes, this one's Blue. She's the beta. And the little boy goes, who's the alpha? And he goes, you're looking at the alpha, son.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm the alpha.
I'm the fucking alpha.
And you're like, he's a kid. Don't talk to him like that. It's fucking crazy. Bryce Dallas Howard then puts the boys in the back of like an ambulance, but it wasn't an ambulance. It's
supposed to be an ambulance,
but like a weird looking ambulance.
Yeah.
Nothing that Jake Gyllenhaal and his brother would ride around in. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. For damn sure.
And the little boy's scared, and Cuntface is like, "Hey, you'll always be safe while I'm around." And he's like, "But you won't always be around. You're leaving in 2 years. You can go to college, be a big boy." And he's like, "Hey, we're always brothers, all right? We're always brothers. We'll always be brothers and always come back to each other, no matter what."
No matter what.
Yeah. He's like, okay. Chris Pratt is now having the Raptors all smell the piece of flesh that Indominus ripped out of its own back, so they can get the scent. And they're like, okay. And then they let the Raptors loose. And Chris Pratt and the boys follow him. Chris Pratt's on a dirt bike. Barry's on a 4-wheeler, and then there's a vehicle.
Yeah,
they're following him.
He explains like how the Velociraptors are going to do. He's like, when the Velociraptors get on track, and they will get on track, they will close them into a kill zone, and that's when we will all take fire.
Chris Pratt then catches up to them in the dirt bike and is like riding with the pack because he's so cool. And
it was so corny, but it was cool.
And the boys are watching. They say, "Your boyfriend's a badass," Bryce Dallas Howard, and she's like, "He is a badass, huh?"
Can you imagine that?
You should see the way. You should see the stuff he does to me in his little bungalow. You guys would love it. You guys see a real badass then.
Yeah.
Breakup is watching from the control room, and he's like, "You guys recording this shit? You guys fucking recording this shit?
Yeah, it's gonna be so
we got
cool.
raptors running with people. They're gonna go get a big dinosaur. It's crazy."
Yeah.
And
like honestly, it's all working out the way he's planned so far.
Yeah. The Raptors slow down, and Chris Pratt's like, hold on. They're stopping. They got to have it. And so people get out of the vehicles. They have guns. Bryce Dallas Howard makes the boys stop watching. She's like they're watching like through like the slide thing. And she's like, "Oh, you know what? No, fucking this is fucking great. You're kids. I can't have you watch what's about to happen." Mm-hmm. And so Indominus walks out and starts like grunting at the Raptors, and the Raptors start doing the Raptor calls to Indominus. And Chris Pratt realizes, he's like, "Oh fuck, man." He's like, that's why they wouldn't tell us. It's part Raptor. Fuck. It's part T-Rex, part Raptor. And he's like, this is bad. And then Breakup tells them to engage, so they all start shooting at Indominus and shoot it with a bazooka. Does not kill Indominus.
Does not connect.
But like Indominus like hits the ground, like they fuck it up, but it gets up and runs off.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit. So they all start going out on foot, and Chris Pratt says, "Watch your six, boys. Raptors got a new alpha."
And at that point, you pull out.
You do not go, "Oh, so now the Raptors are teaming with that big dinosaur that we brought them in to kill." All right, we don't want to deal with this at all.
We're in the middle of a fucking forest, like at night, like no.
Yeah, you
get
go,
the fuck out.
All
of
right,
there.
let's everyone out.
Yeah.
Raptors then just start picking dudes off one by one.
Yep.
And Chris Pratt is eye to eye with one of them, and he puts his gun down. He's like, "Hey, it's me."
I think this is Charlie.
Sticks him. I don't know any of the names. I know Blue is one of them.
Yeah.
Because Blue's all blue.
But
and
Charlie
shit.
was kind of like greenish gray, and that's what this one looked like.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie's fucking dead now.
Charlie's fucking dead.
He does that, and someone shoots Charlie with a bazooka.
Yeah.
Like, best case scenario.
Yeah, you just see a fucking
Charlie's dead. Chris Pratt flies back. All the vehicles are leaving. They're leaving Barry, and Barry's like, "Oh, let me on." He goes, "No, there's no room for you on here, boy." And you're like, oh my God, that's fucking dark. Barry runs and hides inside a log. And Blue runs over and is on top and, like, trying to get at Barry. And then Chris Pratt pulls up on his dirt bike. He goes, rum, 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 rum. And then whistles, and Blue fucking runs with him. And he fucking rides off, and Blue's chasing him now. Bryce Dallas Howard is watching all this on a tablet. And little bro, like, pops up. He's like, is everyone dead? And she's like, no, everyone's not dead. And then Cuntface goes, don't fucking lie to him! Like, it elevates it immediately. And she goes, he's scared! You're allowed to lie to people when they're scared! You're like, oh my God, this got so intense in this fucking ambulance.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And
then all of a sudden,
dude comes up and, like, his hand is all covered in blood on the window. And he's like, get out of here! Go! Run! And this fucking guy, he does that to Bryce Dallas Howard in the window, and then he goes out and just opens the back of the ambulance, and he's like, go! Get out of here! And then a raptor attacks him. Why is he opening the back?
I'm guessing he was trying to get in.
He's telling him to go. He's telling him to get the fuck out of here. And don't worry about me. Go.
And it was too perfect that his hand was just full of this blood and he smacked it like that instead of just like fucking hitting on the door. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed, I don't know.
It's fucking, yeah.
It just seemed like, yeah.
It was perfect. But it's a movie. Like they go for perfect.
Yeah.
They go for, like, oh, he might not be able to get his hand there. Let's have him hit the door. Like, no, let's make it as cool as possible.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's leave the lasting image. Bryce Dallas Howard, she's driving off. They're getting it from all angles from the Raptors.
Oh, yeah.
There are 3 alive Raptors, and all 3 of them are going at this ambulance.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard, like, sees one, like,
it's coming up on the right side.
So she, like, fucking swerves, and it smashes it into a tree. And you're like, oh, that was sick.
Well, I thought it was dead as fuck.
It should have been dead as fuck.
It should have been dead as fuck.
It's not.
It's not.
The boys tase another one, and it, like, falls out the back, and its neck collar thing fell off. I don't know if that happened to the other one. It must have, because it didn't have one later.
Yeah, and little fun fact, even though my fun fact things kind of went away. I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. But there's supposed to be, like, a similar symbology to it when the boys in Synchronicity say, turn it on. Compared to when, in the first movie, the 2 kids
turn it off
when they do the flashlight to the T-Rex.
So turn it off, I don't know how, and just turn it on, and Cuntface's like, I don't know how.
Yeah, it's supposed to be exact.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt then rides up on a dirt bike because he's the coolest person ever, and he's like, Bryce Dallas Howard, follow me. And he's like, okay.
And that means that Blue ran past Chris Pratt on the dirt bike by a long shot and then got tased, and then Chris Pratt pulls up. Like, dude, that thing must have been running.
So it wasn't Blue that got tased?
No, it was. I'm pretty positive.
Blue has a collar on later. This one's collar fell off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Blue, all 3 of them were on the ambulance, so Blue absolutely went past Chris Pratt.
But I thought he was the one that got tased at the end.
The one that got tased, its collar fell off. And Chris Pratt, spoiler, Chris Pratt's going to take Blue's collar off for him.
And what I thought was there was something else on top of the collar. I mean, you're probably right, but I thought there was like because when he takes the collar off, there's nothing attached to the collar on Blue. And they had like a camera that was on it, and I was thinking the camera was what fell off.
The other ones don't have collars. I don't think they would show a collar fall off one of them and have it be the only one that still has a collar.
I thought they all had them on, though. Or like all had cameras on when they're running in to see.
Later on, Blue is the only one that still has a collar on.
Yeah.
I don't think they would show something fall off Blue,
and I was
not have it
too.
be the collar, and then have all of the other ones not have a collar.
Okay.
I have to imagine.
No, and that's what I was thinking too. It just looked like Blue that got tased. I don't know.
So Bryce Dallas Howard calls tag, says get a chopper. The Raptors hear Indominus roar from somewhere, and then they fucking cut off the road and go into the jungle. The Asian doctor dude is yelling at people in the lab. He's like, it's gotta be perfect. You gotta be fucking, it's results. It's what we do. And Breakup calls, and he says, we're taking the embryos off site because this place is going to be Chapter 11 by tomorrow. And I don't want a bunch of shyster lawyers coming in and dealing with something they don't know what to fucking do with. And he's not, like, stoked about it, but he's like, okay.
Yeah.
The control room is evacuating. And Tag tells Crashing that someone has to stay behind. So like he's like, I'm gonna stay. And then he goes in for the kiss, and she's like,
"Oh, no, I have a boyfriend."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, you just, I didn't know if you guys were like dating." She's like, "Yeah, no, like full on." He's like, "Well, you never talk about him." She's like, "Well, we're at work." like just like that. And he's like, "Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, it's very professional." Yeah, okay. She's like, "All right, well." She's like, "You sure you're good? Like, I'm gonna leave with these people." He's like, "Yeah, go." She's like, "All right, yeah, later." And then she walks out.
I fucking love that scene.
The lab geek gets in Chopper, and he's being told. Breakup is sending him and the embryos off-site. And Lab Geek says, is our deal still intact? And the dude says, don't worry. I'm sure you'll be well taken care of. And then they leave on the chopper. We never see that guy again. Mm-hmm. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard and the boys get inside the lab. And Bryce Dallas Howard is surprised it was evacuated. She's like, they evacuated the lab?
Which I hated that line. Yeah, I'm like, why?
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. I was like, what do you think? They were going to stay in this part of the facility that's not secured from fucking dinosaurs?
Yeah. Not a fan.
Yeah.
They see all the different animals that they're getting the genes from. There's frogs and snakes and fish and stuff like that. And then Breakup's boys walk in and start packing shit up. And she's like, what are you guys doing? And Breakup says, that's above your pay grade, little lady. You're like, oh, this fucking guy.
It's crazy.
He's like, someone's got to make sure this company has a future. And he's telling them about how the Raptors are going to be military weapons and blah, blah, blah. And the kid's like, this isn't a dinosaur. He's like, no, it isn't, son. Or young man, something.
Yeah.
And then fucking one of the fucking Raptors comes in.
I believe it's blue. I thought blue? It was. I could have swore again. I thought it was blue.
Yeah, it can't be blue.
Okay.
Yeah. And like fucking cornering him, and he's like, easy, boy, easy. And it's a girl.
Yeah.
He keeps saying, boy, easy, boy. And like he's like, you fucking get the fuck out of here now, all right? You don't do that. And then fucking Blue bites his hand and starts fucking ripping at him. And
yeah.
Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and the boys run out, and we don't see it, but there's blood everywhere. Blue kills Breakup.
Yeah, he's fucking dead.
Yeah. Then it chases them out, but gets distracted by the hologram of the peacock-looking one that killed Newman in the first one.
Yep.
Like, it pops up as it runs through, and it, like, stops, and it's like, ugh.
It's like,
what the fuck? Jumps, like, ready to fucking attack and goes to bite it, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
and he's still confused.
There's not a thing here. It's like looking around, like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard and blah, blah, blah. They get out, but then they're fucking surrounded by the other Raptors, and then Blue comes out, and they're all, like, cornering him, and he's like, hey.
Chris Pratt's like, okay, so this is how it's going to be?
Yeah, he's like, this is how it's going to be, you motherfuckers. So bite the hand that feeds you. Huh? I run shit around here. Y'all just live here.
It's literally like how it was.
He then puts his gun away, and he's like, hey, Blue. And, like, and Blue's like smells his hand. And then he just goes along the side and unclips the collar from Blue. And Blue's like, all right. And then, like, they're looking. It's like, okay. And then Indominus walks up.
And I didn't like this because you didn't hear Indominus until the moment he turned down the street, which is like 100 feet from where they're standing. I'm like, dude, it is very... It's like their trademark thing to like allow you to hear this fucking ginormous dinosaur walk up.
That's a T-Rex. This is Indominus Rex. Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Indominus comes up and like gives like a like a grunt thing, like fuck him up. And Blue looks at Chris Pratt and like kind of like murmurs something.
No, he like it is for sure in my mind that he looks at Chris Pratt and says, go, get out of here. Like,
yeah, like that's what it was meant to be. Because Chris Pratt, like, Blue makes a noise at him, and Chris Pratt, like, smiles. He's like, all right, we're good.
The Velociraptor looks at him and goes, rah, rah.
And he's like, all right, good. That's what's up. And then Blue turns and roars at Indominus, and Indominus just fucking smacks Blue. Blue flies across the street. Like,
goes right into the corner of a building where like literal concrete breaks off of it too.
The
smacks
other
it.
two start fucking roaring and going crazy, and Chris Pratt whistles.
Yeah,
and then they attack.
Yeah, my bad. I thought you went straight to attack.
No.
Yeah, so what it showed was that,
they waited. They roared like, hey, don't fucking do that. That's Blue. And then he whistles and they're like, here we go.
Yep, it's all right.
The kids and Bryce Dallas Howard hide in like a little bungalow, like a fucking newsstand thing.
Yeah.
And the kid says that the little brother says we need more teeth. So Bryce Dallas Howard says, okay, I'll go get more teeth. And then she leaves. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Indominus, is winning the fight because it's a fucking... But, like, the Raptors are holding their own for the most part, but then it, like, grabs one raptor in its mouth and chucks it, and grabs the other one and chucks it.
And I'm guessing now they're dead.
Chris Pratt then runs over... Like, Indominus sees Chris Pratt, and he runs over to the boys. So draws Indominus over to them for some reason.
Yeah.
And Indominus like, okay. And, like, starts trying to fuck everybody up.
Yeah, and I hated this part.
Bryce Dallas Howard then said... Well, why'd you hate this part?
Well, actually, we'll get to it because it happens, like, right after this.
Okay. Bryce Dallas Howard then, like, gets on the radio and tells Tag to open Paddock 9. And he's like, I don't know about that. And she's like, Tag, for once in your life, or be a man and do something for once in your miserable fucking limp dick life, all right? Open fucking Paddock 9.
And he goes, wow.
Like, Jesus. Hits a button.
So you didn't have to make it personal.
Hits a button, and then it's the T-Rex, and it starts walking up, and Bryce Dallas Howard goes full Jeff Goldblum from the first one, pulls out a flare, and is like, hey, you see me?
And this is the same T-Rex from 93, so it remembers.
And then starts fucking running. Is it the same?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, so it's the other island where the T-Rex died.
It even has the same scars from the first attack with the Velociraptors and stuff. So
there we go.
Yeah.
She's running in her heels, and this one I'm like, she's still wearing fucking heels.
Yeah, that's the same thing
and the
with
T-Rex
me.
is chasing her through the streets,
I'm like,
and she
get
has
the
heels.
fuck out of here.
And it fucking it runs.
It runs right behind her, and she
Indominus,
takes the flare and she throws it.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Right. You're right.
Indominus reaches in and grabs onto the little brother's fanny pack.
This is the part that pissed me off
because we can't not have a Lucky Bag in a Jurassic Park movie, right?
Exactly.
That has to exist. Lucky Bag has to be a thing.
They build suspense for like literally 5 to 10 seconds of Indominus Rex pulling on its fanny bag with its one hook fucking claw, and Chris Pratt and Cuntface is like holding on to the younger brother as tight as they can, as if that is what is holding Indominus Rex back from just ripping this child out. Like, that shit pissed me off so much. It'd be one thing. He'd be like, oh, there's a little tug? Okay, boom.
Yeah.
Kid's gone.
Yeah. For sure. Or the fanny pack breaks off.
Or the fanny pack breaks off.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, not there wrestling with it.
Yeah.
She then throws the flare at Indominus Rex, and T-Rex kind of looks, and he's like, oh, what's this motherfucker? And they square up for each other.
Oh,
and they're like, here we go. And they fight. Bryce Dallas Howard is laying on the ground way too close.
Way too close.
Way too close. And they fight for a little bit, and Indominus is winning pretty easily.
Yeah, he starts fucking him up.
And right as it's about to kill the T-Rex, it's about to, like, it has it down, it's about to go bite its neck, we hear Blue doing the raptor call, and then it runs up and fucking like gets on the side, and Indominus Rex is distracted, and now it's Blue and a T-Rex fighting the Indominus Rex, and they're fucking him up, and they knock him into, like, he breaks the fencing over near the water, and then Indominus Rex like gets back up, like, all right, let's finish this shit.
Hold on. But as they're all fighting, Chris Pratt is shooting Indominus Rex as well with. I had the exact gun up, but my internet's kind of fucking up. It was a specific type of sniper that's like a high caliber that should be able, they say, like, to probably be able to kill Indominus. And he shoots it like 6 times as they're fighting, and nothing happens.
I mean,
it's a movie. I get it.
And should be able to kill Indominus.
Yeah, so apparently that...
Indominus, it's a dinosaur that doesn't exist. Like,
no, yeah.
Who put that fact down and be like, this should have killed the dinosaur?
It said in the fun fact...
It should have killed this made-up thing.
Yeah, but it was saying, like, it can take...
Yeah, when Thor drove his fucking battle axe into Thanos' heart, it should have killed him.
He should have been
dead.
dead.
Thanos said, you should have gone for the head, and just fucking snaps his fingers.
Your
and Thanos
lungs
is fine.
You can't speak.
Yeah. Fuck whoever put the sniper would have killed Indominus. Like, no, Indominus doesn't exist.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. No, it wouldn't have. How about that? What's your rebuttal? Fuck you.
There you go.
Indominus stands up and like is getting ready to fight again, and then the big water dinosaur pops up and fucking grabs Indominus, and Indominus is like, what the fuck is this? And it pulls Indominus under, and they fucking like they go underwater, and it's munching on them.
Yeah. They had one big last roar right before that happened. They all roared at each other. It was kind of cool. And then it was like as they're roaring, the fucking big Mosasaurus comes out and just steals the show, essentially. It's like,
Absolutely. But of course it does.
Yeah, exactly. Steals the show.
Blue and the T-Rex
literally
like exchange nods, like, you're all right. Like they look and they're like, are we going to fight? But then they just go. They nod at each other. Blue then looks at Chris Pratt. And Blue and Chris Pratt go, exchange nods.
Just a bunch of alphas.
And then Blue runs off.
Yeah.
Here's my... Tag shuts down everything in the control room.
Yeah.
So it's closed. Here's my thing. Where'd all the fucking pterodactyls go?
That's a very good point.
Dude, pterodactyls were everywhere earlier in the day.
Now it's nighttime, though. They're probably just chilling in a tree.
Yeah. They're not like, oh, what's going on down there? What is all this shit? They're just all gone.
Yeah. That's
Crazy.
a good point.
The next day, there's a bunch of people getting medical attention. Barry is yelling in French. Kitty and David Wallace show up.
How the fuck did they get there?
I mean, they got money.
Took a plane, yeah.
They got fucking money, bro.
Yeah.
And they reunite with the boys and Bryce Dallas Howard. Bryce Dallas Howard then sees Chris Pratt, and he is checking on everyone, because of course he is. He's Chris Pratt.
He's an American man.
And Bryce Dallas Howard walks up to him and says, what do we do now? And he says,
stick together for survival. Oh, I thought we were going to say it together.
You did not think we were going to say it together. Because you made a point of saying it before me and then going all the way to the end. You did not think there was a chance we were going to say it together. You were like, let me get it in. Let me get this line.
Come on, it's like the last line. Let me get it.
He didn't say stick together for survival. He said probably stick together for survival. And they walk out together.
It's cute.
A T-Rex then walks out onto the helicopter pad and surveys the whole park and then gives out a big roar.
Yeah.
The end. Jurassic World 1 in the books. Yeah, fucking bananas movie.
It was a very corny movie, but gave you what you kind of wanted to see. That's how I felt, at least. Like, I wanted to see them duke it out with the T-Rex and then get eaten by the Mosasaurus and the Velociraptors doing their thing. I wanted to see that, and they gave it to me. But at the same time, all of the relationships, the storyline, the dialogue was just so corny and just forced that it made me not in the movie as much.
You know what movie doesn't force a fucking thing? Like, not one thing is forced.
It's got to be that movie with Eddie Murphy, The Nutty Professor.
The Nutty Professor. Tell me one thing they force in that movie. They don't force a fucking thing. Everything is just to a T. You're like, oh, this is so natural. It's so seamless. Yeah. Eddie Murphy is the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
You know what movie actually forces a lot, and it's a fucking ridiculous movie? And it's the movie we're doing next week because it's my pick. Guys, we're doing Speed with Keanu Reeves.
Speed.
Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Hopper. We're doing Speed. I think there's another dude who's notable. I can't think of his name right now. You guys want to watch Speed before we do a podcast on Speed? You should watch Speed before we do a podcast on Speed. Here's where you can watch Speed before we do a podcast on Speed. It's available on Hulu and HBO Max with a subscription. So don't rent it anywhere.
Yeah.
Either you have a subscription to one of those places or just get one to watch Speed. It's don't rent it because you can rent it for $3.49 on YouTube, Google Play, or Amazon Prime, or $3.99 on Vudu or Apple TV. Guys, that's Speed.
That's just too high. Too high of a price.
But like, if you get like a Hulu Plus subscription is
it's like what, $12.99 or some shit.
Yeah, and like, are you gonna pay $3.49?
When you
or
get
$3.99 to watch Speed, or are you going to get a subscription to fucking Hulu and be able to watch Shark Tank whenever you want? Like,
Hey.
like, come on, you
Yeah.
gotta watch Shark Tank, guys.
fucking love that show.
Yeah, but Braden, we did Jurassic World because it was your pick.
Yeah.
We're doing Speed because it's my pick. Next week we're not doing a listener pick, but we will the following week. Next week we got another thing planned for you guys.
Oh yeah.
But like, let's say someone wants us to do their favorite movie.
Okay.
How would they go about telling us, hey guys, I want you to do my favorite movie?
David, all they have to do is just hit us up at our email, 56kings@gmail.com.
Hold on, so you mean at... No, not at.
No.
You mean just FIVESIXKING
S.
at gmail.com?
It's that simple. Or
Or?
you could just hit us up on Instagram at the 56kings.
Hold on, you mean at... Not the 5-6 Kings.
Did I say the 56kings?
Yeah. Say it again.
At 56kings.
You mean at FIVESIXKING
S.
on Instagram?
It's that easy.
I mean, guys, it's that easy. What are you waiting for? Why wouldn't you give us your movie suggestions? Maybe we'll do them. Maybe we won't. But, like, what's the hurt in doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I probably say something funny to you.
Yeah.
I'm probably like, we're not going to do that fucking movie. Leave us alone.
Let you down,
That's,
but easy.
That is worst case. That's not easy. That is aggressive. That is mean. That alienates our listeners, and it makes them be like, I don't want to fucking listen to these guys. They're assholes.
Yeah.
But like, that's worst case scenario.
That's worst case
Best
scenario.
case scenario, we do the movie.
Look at that.
You know. So Braden, they know where they can find us.
Yeah.
You know, they know to like, share, and subscribe all of our shit. You know, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, hit the like button, subscribe to our page. It means nothing to you, and it means the world to us.
Helps us out a lot.
Download the episodes,
Please.
you know? Download the episodes, subscribe to us so you just automatically get them downloaded. Leave us a review, say nice things. These are all things that take no time.
No time.
No time for you, mean the world to us.
Yes.
Please do it.
Please.
So they know where to do all that.
Yeah.
They know where to find us. They know where to reach us. But when, Braden, when do new episodes of the 5-6 Kings podcast drop every week?
David, every motherfucking Monday.
Hold on. So you say every motherfucking Monday, but like Memorial Day's on a Monday, Labor Day's on a Monday, President's Day, Martin Luther King Day. Fuck, what if Christmas is on a Monday?
It doesn't fucking matter because it's every motherfucking Monday.
Well, you guys heard it here. Every motherfucking Monday, bringing you new episodes of the 5-6 Kings, available on YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Anywhere.
I don't see why you wouldn't like, share, and subscribe all this stuff. But even if you don't, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Say yeah.
Yeah.
I love you all very much. And we'll see you next motherfucking Monday.
Peace out.
Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County. That's why